Well, it's a familiar sight here on the Seven Mountain Sports Network, whether you're watching on our live stream or listening to us over the radio waves. We are back here at Greenwood High School. Ryan Murphy, Big Hamp alongside Matthew Clark, our director, producer, making sure we could get onto the air here this afternoon. We're going to have Claire down on the field, one of our cam ops here. First time she's doing stuff for us today, bringing you some awesome shots, as well as Megan Geisler up on the roof for your game cam. And Hamp, what an exciting time. We're back at the Swamp as the Warren East Raiders make a short trip up Scottsville Road, and they'll play a little bit of high school football here this afternoon.
Man, I'm loving it. This is a wonderful evening for football. When I woke up this morning and I seen the sky, it was slightly gray and there was a chill in the air, and that smell of high school football was ready, man. I'm ready.
It's that chill. The leaves are starting to fall off. There's a cool breeze in the air. One of the windows down here in the press box was open. You could feel a little bit of that breeze rolling in. It is football season. I think for some people, maybe the pumpkin spice latte thing. I've never been a pumpkin spice guy, but when the pumpkin spice is back, it means it's football season. That's the most important thing.
100%.
That's the most important thing. The Raiders coming into this one, the Gators 1-0 to start their season. The Raiders 0-1, both playing out-of-state teams in their Week 1 matchups. And now they come here, a shorter trip, and Gators still staying at home. They open their season with a 3-game homestand, so their second straight home game here to start the season. But Warren East, not too far of a trip, not too much stress on your guys, and hopefully going to try to even up their year this afternoon.
It's a possibility, man, but these Gators are chomping and ready to go, man. They are definitely ready to eat right now. So we'll see what happens with the Raiders as they come over here, man, and maybe we've gotten their ship a little too close to the Swamp. Maybe not. We don't know.
And there's a lot of questions around this Warren East team. As we take a look at your team comparisons here this afternoon for the Raiders, there's a lot of things that are drawing question marks. They lost Dane Parsley, who filled a lot of holes for them last year, but just like we mentioned, going into this year, Warren East 0-1, they faced a really, really solid Floyd Central Indiana team. Those Indiana teams always come to play no matter where they go, especially on the road. They lost that one 7-47. Greenwood, on the other hand, the flip side, plays Westmoreland, Tennessee, 26-6, the final score. The run game for the Gators really has shown through, at least to start their season, and now as well, head coach William Howard in his 8th season, now the winningest head coach in Gators history.
Man, that's absolutely amazing right there. Well deserved for Coach Howard, man. He's a really good coach. The Gators, if they stay run heavy like they do, the defense absolutely came out last week, and they came out crushing. So if they keep working on those same trajectory, everything's going to be all right for the Gators, man.
And a big part of that, of course, is going to be your players to watch as we look ahead to tonight's matchup. Braden Lightfoot, the senior for Warren East, arguably the most important piece on the returning side for the offense this year. And last week, not the typical Lightfoot that we're used to seeing. 4 receptions, 38 total yards. Did not manage to find the end zone. Jeremiah Lee for Warren East was the only Raider to find the end zone last week. And unfortunately, the Raiders are going to look to try to change that this week with Braden Lightfoot. And as we look at the Gators, Davis Cheney, man, what a night he had against Westmoreland. 2 rushing touchdowns on 10 rushes, right at 150 yards on the ground. Davis Cheney was having his cake and eating it too.
Man, that guy right there was absolutely insane. It was like somebody had hit the power button on there, like we were playing NFL Street or something. Somebody hit the buttons, man, and he just went off, and that's the way Cheney went for the rest of the night, man. It was absolutely amazing to see.
Hit stick, cheat code, whatever you want to call it. Davis Cheney had it all going on, and this is coming from a player who last season didn't even have a single touchdown to his name, only had 4 rushing attempts all of last season, and in one game doubled that and got 2 touchdowns.
Man.
I think that tells you all you need to know about the year that Davis Cheney is trying to have. So for the Gators this afternoon, they're going to look to really push this run game through that defensive line of Warren East, and that's going to be the big question mark as we take ourselves a step away. And when we come back, we'll have your starting lineups and the opening kickoff here between the Greenwood Gators and the Warren East Raiders right here at the Swamp.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Beat the heat with the big summer sale at Don Franklin Kia. For a limited time, get up to $5,500 off MSRP on select 2025 Sportage models, or get up to $10,000 off MSRP on select 2025 Sorrento models. Plus, Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage is available for certified pre-owned makes and models. With dealerships all across the Bluegrass, our trusted family is here to serve all of your auto needs, Kentucky. Hurry into Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
And we welcome you back here to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. We got a little tune playing. Nice fall breeze is in the air, and it's time for your starting lineups between the Warren East Raiders and the Greenwood Gators here this afternoon. Starting off with your visiting Warren East Raiders and their offense, which is looking to bounce back this week. At quarterback, number 1, Xavier Isabel, the sophomore, his first year in that starting spot, had 4 interceptions last week. He's going to look to turn it around. And at running back, number 8, Jeremiah Lee, the senior, the only person to find the end zone last week for the Raiders. At halfback, it's going to be number 10, Jaden Ritchie, the senior. Again, some of those offensive players going to look to find the end zone this year. At wide receiver, it's going to be number 17, DK Austin, the sophomore. A young core of receivers really going to be the shining factor for this Warren East offense this season. And the big returner, the senior, number 0, Braden Lightfoot in that receiver slot. Can he find the end zone for the first time this year? At left tackle, number 51, Leif Kossel, the junior, at 5'11", 290 pounds, going to look to make a big difference on the offensive line. At left guard, number 74, Aiden Barisa, the junior. Again, a lot of variation on that offensive line. At center, number 65, Isaac Duarte, the senior as well. That's going to be influential for the Raiders this game. And at right guard, number 58, Kane Roberts, the sophomore. And rounding out the offense for the Raiders, at right tackle, number 60, Grayson Blair, the senior. And now we take a look quickly at this Warren East defense. On the edge, it's number 2, Zach McMillian Kofer, the sophomore. Again, there's a lot of variation on both offense and defense for the Raiders this season, and that falls with the defensive line, number 68, Daniel Valencia, the junior, is 6'1", 270 pounds. He'll look to make an impact here tonight. And alongside him on the line, number 61, Gilberto Munier, the senior, bringing in a lot of experience this season, and rounding out the edge, number 55, Ace Boogie Graham, to make an impact. On the linebacker room, number 14, Levi Faulkner. Lining up alongside him in that middle linebacker position, number 6, it's going to be Sam Tunks, the junior. And alongside him, number 24, the sophomore, Clay Pennington, rounding out that linebacker section of the defense for Warren East, looking to pressure the quarterback here tonight. Number 3, Diego Munier, the junior at CB. Number 5, Azarius Douglas, going to be lined up alongside him in the secondary. And your 2 safeties here this afternoon, it's going to be number 16, Weston Akins, the junior, a pair of juniors out there in the secondary, and alongside him, number 22, Mario Cerna, rounding out your starting lineup for the Warren East Raiders. And now we jump into the Greenwood starting offense, a player who a lot of passing game out of, but it leads them off with the quarterback, the senior, the returner, anchoring down this offense, number 17. It's going to be Levi Wyatt, 4 for 7 last week, and a passing touchdown. Lining up in the running back slot, number 1, Nathan Self, a running back heavy system for this Greenwood offense. And number 44, Davis Cheney, we talked about him earlier. He's going to look to bounce back from a 2-touchdown performance last week at wide receiver. Number 8, Cade Webb, the sophomore. Number 10, Will Crutcher, lined up alongside him in the slot. He's also a senior. A lot of experience in this Greenwood offense. At tight end, it's going to be number 16, Griffin Howard. Had a receiving touchdown through the air last week, the only receiving touchdown for the Gators. Can he do it again? At left tackle, number 62, Blaine Hayes, the senior. Lot of experience on this Gators offensive line. And at left guard, number 64, Parker Lasley, also a senior, looking to make a big impact. Under center, number 67, Ben Warwick, the senior. Plenty of experience the offensive line will look to carry in at right guard and right tackle. Both going to be lined out with sophomores. First, number 71, Lakin Beckhader. And at right tackle, number 58, Jackson Haynes. And that rounds out your Greenwood offense here this afternoon. You're going to see players beginning to make their way onto the field as we jump over to the Greenwood defense. At edge, number 36, Casey Coleman, a returning starter for this defense, made a big impact last week. And on the defensive line, number 52, Grant Turner, the sophomore. Alongside him on the line, number 53, it's Bryson Boggs, the junior. And rounding out your edges, number 38, Karen Tidwell, the junior. And Hamp, we talked a big game about this one last week at linebacker. Number 2, Stuart Scott had an interception and 13 tackles, more than half of what he tallied all of last season. Can he continue that success tonight? Also at linebacker number 27, Roy Bray, the senior. Also at linebacker number 56, Cooper Hines. Going to look to make a big impact here this afternoon. Not much change in the starting lineup here for the Gators. That CB number 12, Ladarius Porter, the senior. And still out there in the secondary as well, number 4 will be Ryder Lambert, the sophomore, and a change in the defense that you're going to see here tonight. A freshman in the starting lineup, number 19, Beck Smith, who's going to be filling in for the injured Treston Bailey Thomas, and rounding out the defense and the starting lineup for the Gators, number 28, that's safety, Alex Hagan, the senior. The Gators starting lineup, not much change there, but we did mention Beck Smith, a freshman in the starting lineup on the defense, so Coach Howard must see big potential in him to hopefully make an impact and fill in for Tristan Bailey Thomas, who you could see last week was really impactful in the secondary.
Definitely. Big shoes to fill right there, man. But hopefully Beck Smith will come out and he will take the job seriously, man, and do what he has to do as a freshman, man, and just keep his mind right where it needs to be, which is out there on the field, man.
And we appreciate you all for tuning in here on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Kickoff is almost here. You're getting the shots from the sideline. You're getting the shots from up top. It's sure to be an exciting game. We're on the away side. Warren East is going to be wearing their blue and white combo jerseys, but the tops are going to be blue and yellow with those yellow numbers. Helmets blue with the yellow stripe down the middle, that East signature along the sides. Personally, my favorite Warren East jersey combo. I think they're probably the cleanest that they have. And for the Gators, we saw them in the black and white unis last week, and this week it's going to be a whiteout game for the Gators here this afternoon as both teams take to their sides, and the Raiders will be kicking it off to the Gators. We'll see the Gators run heavy offense first up in this matchup. This first quarter on the way, and we can't wait to bring you all the action. That first quarter brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Hamp, we're back. It's Friday. It's high school football. What more could you want?
Man, not much at all. I love high school rivalries, cross-town rivalries even more. There's a little bit of jawing going on when they first started out there when they were coming off of the flip of the coin. So this is going to be a good one.
Warren East set to kick this one off to Greenwood, and back to receive for the Gators will be, looks like Griffin Howard in the backfield. Actually, no, that's Davis Cheney, who we've mentioned has made some big plays last week. Self is going to be the one who picks it up, though. He's going to head off to the far side of the field. He's got space and some blockers, makes it to the 40 before he's eventually brought down at the 43. And that's where the Gators will pick it up, and they'll start their first offensive drive there here this afternoon. It's a brand new game, 1st and 10 for the Gators on a beautiful Friday night setting here at Greenwood High School. Back-to-back weeks, we here at Seven Mountain Sports have been at the Swamp. They've been such generous hosts. The band for the Gators is playing some tunes as we get set underway. Levi Wyatt back in at quarterback for the Gators. And we're going to call that play dead. It'll be an encroachment on Warren East. So before we even get a snap off, already a penalty on the Raiders.
Already in their heads, man. You got to be ready to go.
That'll shift them up about 5 yards. They'll now start this drive at the Gators' own 47-yard line. Again, Wyatt under center, but Cheney right there. Hands off to Self. Self sniffed out quickly and brought down with a huge loss on that play. A huge sack there by Sam Tunks on the defense for Warren East. Tunks with a great play there. Didn't even give Self a chance to find his rhythm and his feet underneath him before he was brought down. Be a loss of 2 on that play, bring up 2nd down. Wyatt once again set to take the snap. He's got Self to his right side. Cheney now in motion, shifts to his left. Self now on the left. Here's the snap. Wyatt handoff to Self. Self going to try to find a second chance at it. He gains those yards back this time around, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
The Raider defense are really holding their own right now, man. They're making sure nothing is happening too serious at the moment.
Be 3rd and 4 on this play. We've seen 2 straight runs from Nathan Self. And this is something similar we saw last week when they faced off against Westmoreland, as you saw a lot of work from Cheney. But this time it's going to be a pass play to Wyatt and still targeting Self. But he's brought down just shy of that first down marker. And that'll bring up 4th and 2.
Really good stop right there by Zarius Douglas, man. I mean, he was right there with it. He watched it and made sure that it got nowhere. Didn't get that first down. Got him stopped by a yard.
First drive, 8 yards gained, but no first down. So a 3-and-out for the Gators. After an early penalty, looked to set back the Raiders. But they bring out the punt team to send him away. Here's Cheney. Actually holds on to it, but then he's going to punt it away. Makes it back to the 40 where it's picked up, or to the 20. Now to the far side. East trying to run it back. Flag thrown down in the midst of the fuss. And we'll see what the call is here. But Warren East make it back to their own 25. We're looking off to the sun, still looking for what the flag on the play was. And it was on Warren East, and it'll be a holding on the Raiders. So, again, back-to-back penalties, it feels like, for this Raiders team starting off. Not how you want to open up this game against Greenwood, but 9:46 left in this first quarter. Again, that first quarter brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa, as we get to see this Raiders defense for the first time this year on the Seven Mountain Sports Network. It's going to be a run play, send it up the middle, but that Gators defensive line stuffs him up the middle, and a loss of 1 on that play.
That Gator defense is doing exactly what they did last week, man, picking up right where they left off.
That was Jeremiah Lee. We mentioned him in that starting lineup. The only Raider to get a touchdown last week, as now he finds a pass down inside the 20 before he's brought down. So a good gain of about 6 on that play from Jeremiah Lee. I imagine we're going to be saying his name a lot here this afternoon, but similar systems for both these teams thus far, both relying on their running backs to kind of carry most of the workload in their opening drives. Brings up 3rd and 4. Pass over the top, this time to Lightfoot. Lightfoot going to try to shake some defenders, but he gets the first down and gets the Raiders up to their own 30.
Yeah, as long as Lightfoot keeps making, they keep making the plays that they're making right now, small chunks at a time, nothing downfield. They don't have to go for a home run every single time or nothing like that. Just keep chunking it up.
Again, Lightfoot last season led this team in receiving yards and in touchdowns, but now on the way is Lee, who finds his way up the left side, bounces off a lineman before he's brought down around the 35. It's a gain of 5 on the play.
But you can't guess who made that stop right there already.
I'm going to guess his jersey number is 2.
You got it.
Here's the snap. Dropping back is Isabel. Flag down in the backfield as they run it up the middle. Right about to where they were on that second down marker. Isabel decided to run it himself, but there is a flag down in the back. And it looks like it'll be another holding penalty against Warren East. And that will send them back a considerable ways in what looked like they were rolling through some plays together.
This is the type of stuff right here that can set you back when you're rolling in positive momentum right here.
In any good case for the Raiders, it'll stay second down, but it makes it 2nd and 15 with 8:20 left in this first quarter. Brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Here's the snap. Isabel dropping back, looks to his right side. He's got Lightfoot inside 3 defenders who gets him back within reasonable range, and that'll bring up 3rd down. So you can see they're really using Lightfoot in a lot of check down situations to just get them short yards, at least through this opening drive.
Passing a little bit more than I thought they would have starting off.
Gain of 8 on that play by Lightfoot. 7:45 to go in this first quarter. Warren East running out of the shotgun. Isabel moves Lee over to his right side. Here's the play. Isbell drops back. Now this time looking to his left, throws it over the top. That one's caught. First down, Raiders. They get to the 45. That's DK Austin on the catch. Had 2 last week for 31 yards. Again, it's a generally young receiving core for this Warren East team when you look depth-wise. DK Austin getting the starting nod as a sophomore, working that left side. Here's Isabel, chasing over to Lightfoot. Lightfoot going to have to make a lot of work here, puts on the afterburners, nearly gets to that first down marker off a screen pass and gets it all the way up, and it looks like they will move the chain. So a first down for the Raiders.
I'll tell you what, those penalties have not stopped the Raiders. They have kept moving along.
3 first downs for Warren East in their opening drive, whereas Greenwood had that 3-and-out situation. So Warren East is just ringing together these first downs, gradually making their way down the field. Coming in from the sideline, here's Jaden Ritchie on the right side. Here's the handoff to Lee. Lee fumbles the football, and Greenwood jumps on top of it. It looks like Greenwood ball. They're going to take it back the other way. A fumble recovered by the Gators. Jeremiah Lee just losing it on the handoff from Isabel. Let's go ahead and take a quick replay. Look at it from Toyota Bowling Green. Great sideline shot here, but you could just see the ball comes loose out of Jeremiah Lee's hands, and he just could not get back to it. No Raider was there to pick it up. And Greenwood now is going to basically resume where their opening drive ended.
Exactly.
Right at their own 48-yard line. Wyatt back in at quarterback. Here's the snap. He's got Self to his right side off a screen. He's going to cut back up to his right side, but great linebacker work from the Raiders. Keeps him at a short gain of 2.
Tell you, that was a good shoestring tackle there by number 22. If he wouldn't have made that stop, he could have cut up. You know, Self is fast.
So every positive gain so far and every play so far by the Gators in their opening drive and the start of this one have all come courtesy of Nathan Self. And we saw Cheney kind of carry a bulk of that last week, so we'll see if the Gators try to mix it up. But no, it's going to be Self again. Cuts up to the right side and is eventually brought down. Almost enough for a first down, but he gets to about the 45-yard line in Warren East territory, 46-yard line. That'll bring up third down.
Now, this is what the Gators do right here. Bit by bit, piece by piece, they push it down the field by running it.
3rd and 4 for the Gators here. Do they try to air it out here on this third down? And that's going to be offsides on the Raiders. A big jump off the line by Mario Cerna on the near side of the field here. Just jumped over the line too soon.
A little too anxious. He was ready. He just knew what he was going to do.
That's the junior Cerna. Again, only week 2. You got a lot of guys still trying to shake off the rust here, but it'll be a fresh set of downs for the Gators. This first down brought to you by the Blowout Co. Here go the Gators. Going to be another handoff to Self. Cuts up to the right side, tries to go back up the middle before he's brought down. Gain of about 1 on that play. So it's all Self so far through this one. Both. He's got 2 receptions, 3 run attempts so far in this one. With 5 minutes left in this opening quarter. Gators going to look to maybe flex some things out here. 2 receivers slotted to the left side, 1 on the right. He's got Cheney on his left side, does Wyatt. Wyatt's going to drop back. Throws it over the top to Cheney, who's got some breathing room in the flat. He breaks off 1 defender, breaks off 2, got some blockers, gets to the 30 and the first down.
Ooh, I tell you what, if Azarius Douglas wasn't right there again to make that stop, there was no stopping the Cheney, man.
So a 5-yard reception there by Cheney. He makes up the other 5 to get the first down. As we take a look at the Toyota Bowling Green replay, you see this look for Wyatt. Throw it over the top, caught by Cheney. Look at this, bounce off 1, not 2. He's got a block, makes it to the first down marker. And that's a fresh first down brought to you by the Blowout Co. here for the Gators. 2 backs lined up on both sides. Self heading off to the right, Cheney alongside. Here's Self on the reception, Down, looking to spin his way back to the inside, but he's brought down on a short gain. It'll be a 2-yard gain there that time for Self. So it's been slow gains for Nathan Self as he's slowly chipped away. And we finally see Cheney come into the offensive play and make a big 9-yard play for a fresh set of first downs.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to stop the Cheney train once it starts rolling, man.
I wouldn't want to be in front of the Cheney train.
Oh, no.
All wideouts, 2 on the left, 1 on the right for Wyatt. Here's a snap. Hands off to Cheney. Cheney bounces off his own lineman, but quick to snip it out are the Raiders. They bring him down on a short gain. It'll be 2 more yards here for the Gators. That time by Cheney, his first run attempt of the night.
Clay Pennington has been making his mark already. He's been keeping that defense together, man. He's showing some true leadership right now as a sophomore.
Again, we appreciate you tuning in here to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week, whether it's via our many live stream options on the website, on our YouTube, or if you're listening over the radio waves. We appreciate you tuning in here with us at Greenwood High Schools. We're all tied up 0-0 with 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Wyatt, he's got Self along to his left side, one receiver out to the right. Got some movement here now, shifting to the left. Here's the snap. Hand off to Self. Has a hole up the right side. Plenty of space to breathe. Looking to make it to the end zone. Gets inside the 15 before he's forced out of bounds. That'll move the chains. Another blowout first down.
Not a matter of if when it comes to Self.
Matter of when. It's a matter of when. Which so far he already has 7 rushing attempts through this game so far. Question is how much more of this can Self continue to take through this first quarter. He'll get a break here in about 2 minutes. But we got some receiving options here for Wyatt. But no, Self in motion. Comes across in front of Wyatt. Wyatt drops back, lobs it over the top. In the back right corner, it's caught by Howard. And it's an Edmonton State Bank touchdown for the Gators.
Excellent pass right there. Excellent pass and catch, man. Sitting in the back of the end zone, just wide open, ready for it.
And we talked about Griffin Howard and how he could be the guy to make an impact play on a receiving touchdown. He did it last week. And what do you know? You get inside the red zone. Coach Howard special. Take a look at this Toyota Bowling Green replay. You can see Wyatt drop back. Howard has plenty of space already created in that middle portion of the end zone. And that gets him in for the touchdown. His first catch of the night is in the end zone. No better way to make an impact here for Griffin Howard early in this game as the Gators go up 6-0 early with 2 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Extra point on the way. That one is up, and no doubt about that one. It is good. A 7-0 lead for the Gators with 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. You're listening to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated. And from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Aqualand Pool and Spa first quarter comes to a close, and Aqualand is a family-owned and has been serving South Central Kentucky for over 40 years. They specialize in pools, above-ground, semi-in-ground, and custom in-ground, plus therapeutic hot tubs, saunas, and cold plunges for year-round comfort. Visit aqualandfun.com. That first quarter still underway, 7-0 your current score as the Gators just got a touchdown courtesy of Griffin Howard, a 15-yard pass over the top in the back right corner from Levi Wyatt. Could not end an opening drive better to start this game. 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Will Warren East try to find a way to respond as the Gators send it back the other way. Back to receive for the Raiders is Douglas. Here's Douglas on the return. Tries to cut back up the middle. Shakes a defender. Has a blocker. Now he's got room on the left side. Plenty of space to breathe. He's got one more to go through where he's brought down right at the 50. A 50-yard return for the Raiders, but there is a yellow flag down at the 30-yard line. And we've already seen the penalties bring back this Raiders team. Will it do it again? Or will this time, will it be on the Gators? Still waiting for the call from the officials. Looks like they're looking to communicate maybe what it was about, just to confirm.
Well, this year we've already seen a lot of the official huddles that we've been seeing a lot of, trying to make sure that they get the calls right.
Have to think about it. It's week 2. We're still shaking off a little bit of that rust from the start of the season. Still the officials are talking this one over. The flag is still down right around the 29-yard line in Warren East territory. They're still motioning over. The chief official bringing everyone in right around the 32-yard line to talk this flag over. There's some pointing, some motioning over to the Gators. It looks like we'll get the official call here. We're not seeing what it is. Some questions, perhaps, from the Greenwood sideline as the chief official heads over that side. Looks like he's going to talk to Coach Howard about what this might be. The flag has now been picked up at the 29-yard line. 7-0 lead for the Gators here. 1:48 left in the first quarter. Coach Howard kind of questioning, perhaps. And it looks like we're bringing the special teams units possibly back out onto the field. I don't know if they're going to do this again.
It's like a re-kick.
Looks like they will re-kick. And it looks like, I think I saw a personal foul or face mask on the Gators and a holding penalty on the Raiders. And based on how the formations look here, I think they may be trying to re-kick this.
This is wild.
I feel like there's a lot more questions than answers. Warren East special teams unit is out there. Looks prepped to try to return it again, but the Gators are now back in their own huddle on the opposite side of the field. Just a lot of conversating going on between the officials even still. We're seeing some of the special teams Raiders even asking the officials. Number 6 for Warren East. That's Sam Tunks is heading back to the sideline. Look, showing some frustration there. And now Warren East is going to join up in their huddles. Everybody seems to be a little off sync here, Hamp. I think some out of syncness is going on here.
It's the beginning of the year, folks. Nobody knows what they're doing just yet.
Again, while we're getting set to go back to game time, list of sponsors. Of course, we want to thank our sponsors here this afternoon: Don Franklin Bowling Green, Kia, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Morgantown Bank and Trust, the Blowout Co., Edmonton State Bank, Toyota Bowling Green, State Farm agent Will Coker, and NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. I think we've sorted it out. Warren East is on offense here, and they'll start this drive at their own 33. Here's the handoff to Lee. He's going to cut up the middle, shakes multiple defenders, nearly gets to the first down, comes up just a yard short. What a gain, and what an effort by Jeremiah Lee.
Running with some intention right there, boy, I'm telling you.
And they're going to waste no time here, potentially try to draw the offsides, but no. Isbell looking to the sideline here. It's worked before. Now Warren East trying to pull one over on the Gators. Here's a pass play over to the left side. That one's short. Hop and skips at about the 47. Target intended for Warren East was number 87, and after speeding up that tempo just a little bit, they're going to slow it back down as a couple of Gators head to the sideline. Both Grant Turner and Bryson Boggs getting replaced on the defensive line. They started in this game, so they'll miss this snap as it's another handoff to Lee, but they stuff it up the middle. Lee, no gain on that play. Will bring up 4th down on a 1-yard gain. So an 8-yard run by Lee, followed by another 1-yard run, and an incomplete pass now brings up 4th down. But it looks like Warren East may try to go for it here. 4th and 1 at their own 43-yard line.
Is it too early for this?
Is it too early with 40 seconds to go here in this opening quarter? And we'll get a timeout called by Warren East.
That might have been pretty smart there. You might want to go on ahead and punt it. You're down here in your own area. It's not the perfect time to do it. You're only down by 1 touchdown. Punt the ball off. Your defense is doing pretty good. I mean, trust your defense.
Trust your defense to
Trust your
hopefully
defense.
make a stop. 38 seconds in this first quarter, so you won't see a whole lot of change, but trust in your defense to make a stop and then flip it back the other way. But, man, Warren East was on a run in their opening drive before that fumble was recovered by the Gators. Now you wonder if you try to push the envelope here early because you don't want to fall behind too much. The Gators' run game is only going to give them plenty of opportunities as they just continue to beat until they get into the red zone.
Exactly, and you've been to Florida. You've seen the swamps down there. You've seen if you go deeper into the swamps, there's more sticks, there's more tree bark.
There's more Gators.
There's more Gators. Don't get yourself too deep into the swamp. That's all I'm saying.
38 seconds in this first quarter. Warren East is going to send it. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 1. Here's the snap. Isabel on the QB keeper. Runs it up the left side. First down and then some. There's the game. Isabel on the QB keeper gets past the 45-yard line of Raiders territory. And Hamp, it looks like that time around it worked out for them.
That time they made it on that one. It's okay. They jumped on the log. They're safe. Safe at the moment.
And wasting absolutely no time are the Raiders. They're getting back set on offense before Greenwood has a second thought off a screen. Here's Lightfoot, forced out of bounds, no gain on that play. Be a loss of 3, it looks like, with that pass to Lightfoot. Clock is still running here in this first quarter. 10 seconds running down the clock. Warren East trying to get a play off here. Nearly forced the offsides. Nothing's called here. They're going to let this time run all the way out to end the first quarter. Raiders on a run. Will they be able to strike? But it's been all Gators so far through one as they lead 7-0 here on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountains Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Man, it's been hot. Wouldn't it be nice if a pool could just instantly appear in your backyard? During the entire month of August, Aqualand can install your pool as soon as tomorrow.
That's right. Splash in a flash. Pool speed ahead only at Aqualand. Imagine a summer where your backyard becomes your favorite destination. With 40 years of pool perfection under our belt, you can trust Aqualand to bring your vision to life. Visit aqualandfund.com or stop by Aqualand on Campbell Lane and get inspired.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Gators lead it 7-0 after 1. We're starting this second quarter. Brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. Warren East wasting no time. 2nd and long. Here they go. Isabel dropping back. Now he's under pressure. Going to run it himself. Slings it on the run. That one's caught for the first down. Gets to the 42, and they're going to shift the chains. Another blowout first down, and what a play and what a catch.
Raiders are on the move. Raiders are on the move.
Now, I don't necessarily think that play or that pass was intended for who it was intended to, but a great play nonetheless by Warren East as they waste no time again. Here's Jeremiah Lee running it up the middle. Little help from some linemen. Gained some yards on that play. Warren East makes it up to the 40. That'll be a gain of 2 on the play. So Jeremiah Lee handling a lot of the run game here for Warren East. As they fake the snap, they look off to the sideline to get their call here. Lee lined up alongside. Here's the snap. Isabel immediately under pressure, tries to avoid the sack, but there's plenty of Gators there to chop down.
Ooh, Stuart Scott with his 5th one on the evening.
And I don't think I've seen Scott move that quick. Even after last week, I mean, he was quick off the line and gave Isabel no time to breathe. Be a loss of 3 on the play for Warren East. And that brings up 3rd down. Isabel looking to make up for a performance last week where he had 4 interceptions. Here's a pass on the way. That's along the right side. That pass is broken up in the air. A great defensive play by the Gators. That's Ladarius Porter on the breakup pass.
Ladarius Porter picking right back up where he started off, man, knocking passes down left and right, playing all over the field. That's what you want to do. You don't want to try to go for interceptions on those times right there. You just knock those down right there.
That brings up 4th down here. Warren East still looking to their sideline. They have the offensive unit out there, but this is 4th and long, and the Raiders are going to push the envelope once again, this time with arguably much more difficult odds. 10.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Warren East taking their time with the game clock running down. Here's the snap. Isabel with a pass on the way. He's going to look to his right side for potential receivers. Pass it over the middle of the light, but it's caught. First down. First down Raiders, and a huge gain moves the chains.
Man, caught a nice little hole right there. Nice pocket that he could get the ball right in there and nobody was around him.
Let's take a look at this Toyota Bowling Green replay. Lightfoot, we know he's capable of big plays like this. He hops for the catch, brings it down inside the 30 to shift the trains and bring up another blowout coat first down. Isabel still looking off to the sideline. They're going to bring in some shifting players here from the Raiders. And with 10 minutes to go, the Raiders are in striking distance. But no, it's quick. The Gators pounce on top of him. No room to breathe. What a play for Casey Coleman.
Ooh-wee. Casey Coleman came off that edge so fast and so furious. Man, all he could do was hold on to it, hopefully. And then take the sack. Oh, my gosh, Casey Coleman.
Casey Coleman, his first sack of the season, and now here we go again. A pass too high through the air by Isabel. That one's incomplete. Will bring up 3rd and long for Warren East. And now you could start to see what momentum Warren East had is starting to get broke up by that linebacker group from the Gators. It's still a 7-0 lead for Greenwood. They want to hold on to it going into halftime. But Warren East has been on a roll. On the fallback, here's Isabel. He breaks up the pass. A flag down in the backfield. Isabel still looking for a man, but he's going to run his way out of bounds. That will either bring up 4th down, depending on what this penalty will be. But I'd almost wager it'll be on the Raiders. Saw a Gator go down quick.
I believe this is going to go back on the Raiders there. Getting deeper and deeper into that swamp.
Waiting for a call from the chief official. It'll be a holding call on the Raiders, and that will send them back. So it'll be a replay of 3rd down. But the officials are still talking it over, so holding on the offense. That penalty is declined, and it will bring up 4th down. So 4th and long here for the Raiders. We've already seen 2 other times where they went for it. But it looks like they brought out the punt return team here.
And it's weird that they punt here, but when they're backed up in their own end zone area, they go for it.
It's Blaine Murray in the back to receive. That one's punted away. Looks like it may get to the end zone. No, it goes out of bounds before it touches inside, but there is a whistle blown in the back. And Murray's knee was down.
Yeah, he caught it with his knee down.
Unfortunate for the Raiders, and that will be essentially a turnover on downs and give Greenwood a starting point all the way at their own 47-yard line.
Ryan, the Raiders have sailed their ship too close to the swamp, man, and now we got to wonder if Captain Hook is going to come out with all his limbs or if the Gators are going to swarm the boat.
I knew you were going to say that. I told you to write that down. I said write that down. That's too perfect.
It is on the way, man. This is
Gators offensive unit back on the field with Wyatt under quarterback. Lots of movement here. Howard and Cheney moving to the right side. Now he's got Self to his left. Hand off to Self. Runs up the middle. Tries to move with his blockers, but he gets shoved right back. No gain on that play. Will bring up 2nd down. Exciting first quarter and some change here from Greenwood High School. This second quarter action brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. Only one Edmonton State Bank touchdown so far. came from the Gators, and it was a 15-yard reception from Wyatt to Howard in that first quarter with about 2 minutes to go. And now Greenwood biding their time with plenty of receivers to choose from. Wyatt all on his own behind the line, but some movement here. Here's the shift. Wyatt drops back, keeps it his own, throws across in the flat, too high, intended for Cheney, who was in triple coverage. I dare say that was a smart move by Wyatt, who probably saw just how much Cheney was covered there across the flat.
Took a little off of it and let it drop short.
That'll be an incomplete 3rd and 10. Once again here for the Gators, who continue to run down some clock. 8:37 left in the first half. But the Gators are taking their time in the huddle. They got plenty of time on the game clock to get something off. Some movement here. Howard now on the near side of the field. Self up on the left side of the line. You may see him do some blocking. Cheney to the right side of Wyatt. Here's a drop back. Cheney runs up the middle. He's got an opportunity in the flat. That one's nearly picked off, but it's incomplete. Over the top, lands about the 40. And that'll bring up 4th down.
He had some serious pressure coming in on him that time, though. Sam Tunks was right there in his face.
So a handful of incomplete passes from Levi Wyatt will bring out the punt team for the Gators. They'll punt it from their own 47. And back to receive for the Raiders is number 3, Diego Meunier. Oh, and they're going to hold on to it. They're going to fake it out. Cheney's going to try to take it up the middle. More aggressiveness here from the Gators, but he is stuffed. 2 yards gained, and that'll be a turnover on downs, this time against the Gators.
I did not expect that to happen at that moment in time. Man.
I'll be honest with you, Hamp. I was looking downfield, looking for where the punt would land, and then I saw all this movement, and I was like, what's going on? But you have to admire both these teams pushing the envelope that you wouldn't normally expect early in a season.
Swinging for the fences early.
Warren East back on the offense, and they're going to start this drive in Gators territory. Lee, with a couple of spin moves, shakes the defenders. Gain of 4 on the play. Lee showing his athleticism there. Great gain of 4 there by Lee, who's already carried a heavy workload in this first half so far for Warren East. That'll bring up about 2nd and 6 for the Raiders. Lee lined up along the left side. Here's the snap. Hand off once again. Lee this time going to head up the middle. Gators stuff it. Loss of at least 3 on that play. That'll send them almost all the way back from those yards they gained. Bring up 3rd down. 7:40 left in this first half. And make sure that when this first half concludes, you don't go anywhere. We've got halftime show coverage brought to you by Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia here on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. We'll break down the stats so far, where the Gators have been the only ones on the scoreboard. And Warren East just trying to break that envelope. Here's the sophomore quarterback dropping back. Isabel under pressure, throws it over the top in the flat, but he's brought down mid-throw. They're going to call it clean. That brings up 4th down once again for Warren East.
A lot of pressure there from Roy Bray. He about had him brought down, too.
And even in motion, Isabel just looked like right as the ball was leaving his hand was when that contact happened. Otherwise, you almost saw a completed pass there through the flat.
Oh, yeah.
7:14 now left in this opening half. And Warren East not changing their game plan. They are pedal to the metal on 4th down. Here's the sophomore dropping back. Throws over top to Lightfoot. Lightfoot can't bring it in. Incomplete pass. Turnover on downs back to the Gators.
Good try, but knew it was going to be stopped at some point. That was another time when they should have just went ahead and punted it.
And this is another 3rd consecutive drive combined from either team where it's been a turnover on downs. So both teams really pushing the aggressiveness here as this second quarter clock is just taking a little bit longer than that first quarter to trickle away. We may see some more opportunities at that aggressiveness here, but it's Levi Wyatt back in at quarterback. Here's the Gators. Got some movement from Webb over to the side. Hands it off to Self. Here's Self up the middle. Brought down on a short gain. That'll be gain of 4 on the play.
The Gators are staying true, man. They're definitely just pounding it. Just keep running. The Raiders are doing right, man. They're stacking it up in the box there, but Self is just a little too fast sometimes, and he get a little more yards than most.
5-yard run there by Self brings up 2nd and 5 for the Gators. Self now lined up to the left side of Wyatt. Self now shifting to his right. Howard and Cheney over to the left side of the line. Movement on the Warren East defense as well. Here's the snap. Handoff. Here's Self on the run. Gets past the first down marker and then some. That'll shift the chains. Another blowout Cope first down. Inside 6.5 minutes left in this opening half now. Gators entering Warren East territory. Gators taking their time in their own huddle. And out they go. Ben Warwick lining up under center. Wyatt with Self to his right side. 2 receivers out to his right as well. Fakes the handoff, looks to his right, throws it over the top. That one's caught just shy of the first down before he goes out of bounds.
Working it exactly the way they did last week. Run it down your throat, beat your defense up, and catch over the top.
2nd and 2 there after that completed pass to Will Crutcher. Gators rolling slowly but surely here with 6 minutes to go in the first half. The lights are coming on. The sun is setting. A beautiful violet sky is painting the picture here this Friday night as Wyatt holds on to it. Deep ball over the top. He's got Self in space inside the 5. He's brought down, and he's brought down just short at the 1-yard line. What looked like Self would get to a huge passing touchdown brings him down at the 1.
Saved by Zach Kofer.
Take a look at this Toyota Bowling Green replay before the Gators try to score quickly. Here's the play. The Gators are quickly trying to get this one reset, but what a catch by Self. He had space to breathe before he was knocked out of bounds. They're going to punch it up the middle with Cheney. And there's your touchdown, another touchdown, this time from Davis Cheney. 2 Edmonton State Bank touchdowns in this first half for Greenwood.
Man, when that Cheney train starts rolling, and my bad, it was Diego Manier, who made that stop there just a minute ago. But yeah, that Cheney train, once it gets rolling, it's hard to stop it.
You saw that replay there, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green, as now the Gators will shift to put this one up 14-0 with a completed extra point attempt this time around. Graham Smothers set to kick this one off. So far this season, or last season I should say, he was 2 for 2 and 20 for 24 on extra point attempts. Here's the snap. Oh, and the offsides for Warren East on this kick attempt. They really tried to jump the gun there. That one on the Raiders. And now it looks like, now that they're closer, they're going to go for 2 here on the Gators. So rather than take that extra point, the Gators said, well, we got a yard or 2. Might as well go for it.
Why not?
Cheney is lined up out there. He might take the direct snap and just try to punch it up the middle. Had 2 touchdowns last week. Now we'll go for the 2-point attempt. Reaches for the end zone, but it's no good. Comes up just 1 yard short. We'll keep the Gators lead at 13-0.
I thought he had it there for a second. Maybe if he'd have reached just a little bit.
But we saw that huge play from Self ultimately is what led to that 1 yard rushing touchdown by Davis Cheney. What a play. The Gators now up 13-0, and we will step aside. Here's the Gators lead 13-0 over the Raiders with 5:47 left in this first half. You're listening to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
we're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
And we're back at Greenwood High School as this one's punted back the other way for the Raiders, and another dead whistle called. Something happening here in the backfield with the special teams. The flag is down at around the 40. And communication going on between the officials. Looks like this one could be on the Gators. Some frustration showing from the Gator side of the special teams unit. It's going to be a re-kick here for Graham Smothers. A good instance here for Smothers would be to try to get this one down inside the 20 of Raiders territory. With 5:47 left in this first half, the Gators decided to go for two rather than concede to the extra point after a Warren East penalty. And now they lead 13-0. Here's the return for the Raiders. Cut up the left side. Raiders looking for some space. Now up the middle. Again, hesitation. Still finding space before he's brought down at the 28-yard line. That's Diego Munier on the return for Warren East. Fresh set of downs for the Raiders now, as they have some time. 5.5 minutes left in the first half to try to bring it back to a one-score ball game. And as we've seen, one really big play was all it took to set Greenwood up for success in finding the end zone a second time. Warren East could very well do that with Xavier Isabel in at quarterback. The young sophomore going up against the slightly more experienced Levi Wyatt. Here's the pass off to his right side. That one nearly picked up by Stuart Scott on the defense for Greenwood, but it's an incomplete pass. Bring up 2nd and 10.
He just needs to settle down a little bit. They've been doing well passing the ball today. They just need to settle down a little bit. Don't rush it. It's still just the first half. We got time to go.
5:34 left in the first half. Here's Isabel dropping back. Not afraid to still throw this football. Nearly gets to that first down marker. They're going to get it right at the 40. And he's brought down, shift the chains. Another blowout first down. All the action from this second quarter brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. We've got a halftime show on the way, so once this first half wraps up, don't go anywhere. We'll bring you a recap of all the stats and the action so far between these two teams as we get ready for the second half here on Friday Night Lights. The game of the week is Jeremiah Lee for the Raiders. Cuts up the right side, found some space, takes several Gators to bring him down, but not after a gain of 8 on that play.
Roy Bray there again for the initial hit right there. That's his 5th one on the night so far.
It's a heavy workload night for Jeremiah Lee, who had 16 attempts last week for the Raiders in their loss. But here's Isabel, a big play over the top to Lightfoot. That one nearly brought in. That was oh so close for Braden Lightfoot, who throws his hands up on his helmet. He knew that was so close to being his.
Woo, Ryder Lambert got them hands up, man, and knocked that one down.
Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 2, but there is a flag down. And it looks like it's going to be a false start on the offense.
Ooh.
So more penalties, putting these Raiders on their back foot. Be a false start on 37. Oh, 3rd and 7 for the Raiders. Actually, 2nd and 7 with the penalty. And Warren East going to try to dig themselves out of a hole. They still got a shot here on 2nd down. Pass over the top. Some conflict there on the routes between two Warren East receivers as they now talk it over. Incomplete brings up 3rd down. So a little bit of traction there between Logan Boyer and Braden Lightfoot. They kind of crossed on their routes accidentally in what should have been a short pass over the top for Isabel.
Just a little miscommunication on the play as it came in.
4:28 now left in this first half. Incomplete brings up 3rd and 8 for the Raiders. Here's the snap. Isabel again with the throw. That one looks like it was swatted down. Tipped in the air. Knocks it down, and it bounces around the 45-yard line. Another 4th down here for Warren East. And this time around, they'll bring out the punt team.
That's why you always put those hands up, no matter if you're right at the quarterback, no matter what. Linemen, linebackers, everybody. If you're playing football, young ones out there listening, put those hands up. Everything doesn't have to be an interception.
Now, Warren East started this game a little bit stronger. 3 straight first down plays on their opening drive, but since then things have evened out. Greenwood now with 5 first downs. Warren East with 6 so far. Here's the punt. That one's sent away by Murray. Make sure to be mindful of that knee this time around. It's nearly fumbled by the Gators. It looks like Warren East has picked it up. Warren East jumps on top of the football at the 33-yard line. A Raider and a Gator are still wrestling over the football, and it will go to the Raiders.
The Raiders got it. The Raiders got it.
Let's take a look at this Toyota Bowling Green replay. As you see it fall down here off the punt, there's the landing. Self does not bring it in, but what a get for Sam Tunks. You saw Tunks earlier in a similar position, who was unable to bring in the football, and this time around he brings it in. Warren East is going to hold on to this thing. Fresh set of downs.
With that many Raiders around, you yell, Peter, get away from the ball.
Here's a quick play. Isabel over to Lightfoot. Lightfoot free down the left side. Afterbirds inside the 10 to the end zone. Another Edmonton State Bank touchdown. The Raiders are on the board.
There it is. There it is, trying to push their way out of the swamp.
One big play is all it takes, and Braden Lightfoot shows you why. 13-6 now your score as we take a look at this Toyota Bowling Green replay. Screen pass to Lightfoot, who has just a narrow window of light down the left sideline, and he takes full advantage of it to get the Raiders on the board. Extra point attempt now on the way for Warren East as they spread things out here. On the extra point attempt, it'll be Mercy Florbert. There goes it up. And that one, no doubt, it's incomplete.
What?
I think it was just left of the goalposts. So the Raiders will claw their way into the end zone and will close it down with 4 minutes to go in this first half. But Gators still lead 13-6 here in your Don Franklin Bowling Green Game of the Week here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Warren, RECC, and NCTC, we offer fast, reliable, high-speed fiber internet service in Warren, Butler, Edmonson, and Grayson counties. NCTC is 75-year communications veteran, and Warren RECC, your trusted energy provider, have teamed up to bring high-speed fiber internet service with a hometown touch, starting as low as $64.95 a month with no contract required. If you're ready for internet that can keep up with the speed of your life, check out WRECC.com/internet and sign up today.
We welcome you back here to Greenwood High School. 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in this first half. And as we take a look around the region at some of the scores, here at Greenwood High School, 13-6 your score with the Gators on top. Glasgow 7-0 over Barron after the first quarter rivalry game going on down there in Barron County. Franklin Simpson on top of Warren Central 21-6 at the end of the first. Russell on top of LaRue County 15-6. That's at the half. And McLean County leads Caverna 14-0 at the second quarter. But we're here. We're focused on the swamp with the Gators up 13-6. Warren East riding a wave of momentum off a recovered punt, and one play was all it took to get Braden Lightfoot to the end zone. And here's Cheney on the return. Picks it up at the 20. Heads to the left side. He's got some blockers and some space. More movement. Still cuts up to his left side. Gets to the 45, and he's finally brought down. 45. Return all the way to the 46-yard line in their own territory for Greenwood. And that's where they'll pick it up with 4 minutes to go in the first half. New downs here for the Gators, 1st and 10. Here we go on the snap. Gators with a 13-6 lead, looking to add another bit to that cushion. Here's Cheney up the left side. One of the few runs he's had so far in this first half, but he makes some work of it. Gain of 5 on the play. So last time we saw Cheney and this Greenwood offense on the field, it was a 1-yard rushing touchdown, and this time they lead it off with Cheney in that spot. Looked like it was a gain of 7 on that play for Cheney. Brings up 2nd and 3. Wyatt with 2 receivers alongside Cheney to his left. They're going to hand it off to Cheney again, who breaks the tackle of a defender before he's brought down. Got the first down, so they'll shift those chains. 4-yard gain. So we saw in that opening quarter, Nathan Self taking a bulk of the runs. Now it's shifted to Davis Cheney as the second quarter nears the 10.
Started with the bullet train, and now we're with the locomotive. We're moving it on through, man.
3:10 now as the clock continues to run down. The Warren East section has more life now as the game comes within a score. Here's Wyatt running to his right side, throws it over the top of the flat, and it's picked off. The Raiders have a pick, and he falls down. A huge pick for the Raiders.
Lazarius Douglas.
Lazarius Douglas with a huge play. We'll give Warren East the football again. Here's your Toyota Bowling Green replay. Here's a look at this pick. Wyatt, you see him surveying, throws it over the top. He had his intended target there, but just underthrown. He was looking for Howard and could not bring it in as Warren East again wasting no time, but that one is stuffed up the middle. Jeremiah Lee is going to be sent packing. That'll be a loss of a couple yards on the play. Loss of 2 on that run for the Raiders. Be 2nd and long now for Warren East. Clock is running down, 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. They're going to try some pass game here. 3 receivers out to the right side, off a screen to Lightfoot. Lightfoot going to try to find some daylight like he did earlier. Short gain on that play. Gets them to it back where they started.
Stuart Scott with his 6-1 on the day. Another great stop.
Gain of 3 on the play for Lightfoot. They'll bring up 3rd and 9 for Warren East. They've continued to push the envelope, but we got a timeout on the field. Warren East is going to try to make the most of this. With 2:10 left to go, we've talked about the momentum swing. It's not necessarily that the Gators have faltered, but more so that Warren East has just shown relentlessness in controlling the football and taking advantage of those 3rd and 4th down opportunities.
Warren East has definitely done a great job, but both on defense and offense, controlling everything. The defense has definitely started to step up and show that they can handle the task at hand.
You see Warren East breaking out of their huddle. Still some conversations going on with sophomore quarterback Xavier Isabel. This is his first season in that starting spot, taking over for Dane Parsley, who was a several-year starter in that position, and not only at quarterback, also at linebacker, was also their PAT guy last season after their kicker got injured. But now here's Isabel looking to forge his own destiny. Looks to the right side, but he'll throw this one away over to the cheerleaders. Makes that one an incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down for Warren East. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see this offensive unit stay on the field. But no, I think they'll take out the punt team too deep in your own territory to try to risk it here.
Oh, yeah. He had 18 open, though. At number 18, he could have caught that one and got him a first down and possibly got out of bounds. Stop the clock.
2 minutes and 3 seconds to go in this first half. It'll be Murray again, back to punt it away. And back to receive will be Nathan Self, who we've said time and time again, he's got jets for legs, it seems like, and once he sets them off, there's no catching him.
He's gone.
Here's the punt. Self back to receive. He's going to let it bounce. Going to land about the 35, get to the 34, and the Greenwood will start their drive there. About 10 seconds run off the clock there. Minute 54 left in this first half. If you're Greenwood, obviously you liked having that 2-score cushion. But now, a little bit different scenario. Do you try to go up by that same margin going into halftime with such little time left?
Yes. Yes, go for it.
Simple answer.
Yes, if it was me, I'm trying to get another one so that I could have that cushion again. You need that cushion. The Raiders are dangerous right now. They are definitely on the move.
One receiver on either side for Wyatt. He passes it off to his left side to Crutcher, who's forced out of bounds on a gain of 5.
And this is how you do it right there. You throw those short passes, throw those passes to the sideline, get out of bounds. Sideline, get out of bounds.
Gain of 6 on the play. Or it looks like 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 here for the Gators. 1:51 left in this first half. 2 receivers to Wyatt's right, 1 to his left. He's got Chaney along to his left hip. Now he falls back. Here's Wyatt. He has to throw it over the top to get it out, but Chaney's there to pick it up. Chaney with space. Cuts up the right side. He's got space. Inside the 30. Still running down the sideline. Inside the 20. Inside the 10. All the way to the house. It's an Edmonton State Bank touchdown for Davis Chaney. His 2nd of the night.
The Chaney Express is on the way, and it will not be stopping at your station.
Locomotive Davis Chaney takes off. A huge rushing touchdown. Take a look at it, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. And what a bailout. Wyatt had the great intuition to get it over the top under pressure. Chaney exactly where he was supposed to be and had to shake so many defenders. I don't think you could count them all, but there was no catching him. There was that great look, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green.
And it wasn't for the lack of pressure coming back in on him because he had pressure.
Graham Smothers now on the PAT. That one's up. Whistle blown late. Looks like it would have been good up near the right upright, but the flag was thrown. It looks like it'll be another offsides. And I think Greenwood maybe thinking they were going to go for 2, but they're going to leave the extra point team out there. A little bit of confusion here from the Gators. But they're going to get set just back like they were.
They're a lot smarter than my man in play style, that's for sure. They're just going to keep that PAT team out there.
So Smothers setting up again for the extra point attempt. They'll have another go at it. And a flag on the play. Looks like it'll be on Warren East again, and it is offsides on the Raiders. And now the Gators said, all right, listen, it's happened twice. Now we'll bring out the offense. We'll put Davis Chaney back out there and see if he can punch this one in for a 2-point conversion.
This is awesome.
So Chaney already had that huge 60-yard rushing touchdown. Another flag.
Well, timeout.
Timeout Warren East. They're trying to maybe ice Davis Chaney a little bit. They already know he's feeling it.
When he jumped off sides, I don't know if y'all heard if y'all heard one of the fans yell out, "Watch the ball!" You got to watch that ball, especially right there, because they are definitely going to try to punch that in again with the locomotive Chaney.
Some of the defense coaching staff for Warren East, you see them on your screen, talking to them there as we look at some local scores around the region just across town over at Bowling Green at the half. St. X up 17-0 on the Purples at halftime. And between Monroe County and ACS, Monroe up 14-0 after 1. A couple of local scores as the Warren East defense heads back out. Coordinators were giving them an earful, saying, listen, guys, let's lock in here and try to prevent this. Here's Chaney on the direct snap, runs it up the middle. No contest, opens up the window blinds, and finds his 2-point conversion.
Train going, it's 18:57, and a train's going downhill. It's not stopping. That's who you call Davis Chaney.
2 touchdowns last week for Davis Chaney. 2 touchdowns now this week for him again, and he's still got a whole other half of football to play.
Man, he is crushing it already this year.
You can see the frustration from the Raiders defense, unable to make a stop there on that 2-point conversion as the Gators now lead 21-6. I have to sit down because I've clearly been too excited Camp, when it's Friday nights, I can't help but get excited. And this Gators team is just, and both these teams really, both the Raiders and the Gators, are just an exciting brand of football to watch.
Oh, yeah. The score doesn't even come close to the way the game has actually been played. The Raiders have actually been playing a really good game. It's just that there have been circumstances that have made the Gators just overtake it, man.
Just
and they're going to do it.
Little edge, you saw big explosive plays that is what has led to the Gators having this 21-6 lead. But now Warren East, you saw when they were able to strike, also came off a big play from Braden Lightfoot. So they just need a little bit more plays like that in order to get themselves back in this ball game. And luckily, they've got a whole other half of football to do it. And a minute 30 left here in this first one. Here's the return from Meunier. Tries to shake a defender, gets to the 25, and he's finally brought down. And that is where Warren East will start this offensive drive. They're going to have a limited amount of time here as the clock continues to run. Down to 1:31 now here on the clock. First down comparison. We talked about the first downs and also in the turnover margins. Greenwood with 3. They had went for it on 4th down. They dropped a punt, and they had that interception. But for Warren East, they had that fumble in the first quarter. They had the knee down on the punt from Murray and also a drop pass on 4th down that had him convert. But Warren East now looking for an opportunity here, a stumble to try to get to that first down marker by Logan Boyer. Will shift the chains. It looks like, no, they're going to come up just short, make it a 2nd and 1.
Now we're on 2nd and 1. 1:13 left in this game. Warren East down 21-6.
Here's the play. Warren East, incomplete pass, brings up 3rd and 1.
The Raiders have definitely had the right idea. You take it and you speed through it. You only have a minute left. Try to get something on the board before, even if it's a field goal, before the halftime.
Gideon Robbins was the intended target there, just hadn't completed his cut on the out route. Now we have some movement. Here's Lee moving to his left side. Isabel drops back, looks over the top, under pressure. He's going to rear back, fires. That one goes over the top, nearly picked off by a Gator, but it flies out of bounds. That one intended for Jeremiah Lee.
I tell you what, if Ladarius wasn't worried about hitting his teammate, he would have had an interception. But I think he was worried about crashing right then, and he didn't want to do it.
Gators defense once again has forced a 4th down position for Warren East. Their second 4th and 1 situation of the game this afternoon with a minute 3 left in this first half. They're going to keep the offense on the field. They've shown it already. I think there's only been twice so far where they haven't gone for it on 4th down, and this will be another one of those. On the QB keeper is Isabel.
Did he get it?
And he's going to either be right on it or just short. He got it. He got the 2 yards, and they will shift the chains. That's another blowout first down.
It's hard to tell them to go ahead and punt it, man, because they've proven already so far that they've gotten it more times than not.
Here's some movement. Lee off to the left side, 3 receivers out to the left, 1 out to the right. Isabel under pressure, tries to break the tackles, but he's brought down way in the back. A huge loss for Warren East on the sack. Loss of 10 on that play for the Raiders.
Casey Coleman.
When the Gators come knocking, they come a chomping, and it's a 10-yard loss on the play for Warren East. The clock continue to wind down in this first half. 25 seconds now. The clock is ticking. It looks like Warren East may look to just run out this clock. They did defer to the second half, so regardless, they will start the second half with the football. And they're going to have to either snap this with a couple of seconds left on the game clock, and they will. Here's the snap on the handoff to Lee. Runs up the middle, tries to run out some clock. Down to 3 seconds. Clock's going to run it down, and that will do it for the first half of play here at Greenwood High School in the Swamp. It's been all Gators chomping up the competition. They lead 21-6 over Warren East. And don't go anywhere, because we're going to have your halftime report with stats, our thoughts as we approach the second half, and a whole other half of football to play here this afternoon. It's an exciting time, and we're glad you're joining us for it. Here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network, you're listening to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Beat the heat with the big summer sale at Don Franklin Kia. For a limited time, get up to $5,500 off MSRP on select 2025 Sportage models, or get up to $10,000 off MSRP on select 2025 Sorrento models. Plus, Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage is available for certified pre-owned makes and models. With dealerships all across the Bluegrass, our trusted family is here to serve all of your auto needs, Kentucky. Hurry into Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Man, it's been hot. Wouldn't it be nice if a pool could just instantly appear in your backyard? During the entire month of August, Aqualand can install your pool as soon as tomorrow.
That's right. Splash in a flash. Pool speed ahead only at Aqualand. Imagine a summer where your backyard becomes your favorite destination. With 40 years of pool perfection under our belt, you can trust Aqualand to bring your vision to life. Visit aqualandfund.com or stop by Aqualand on Campbell Lane and get inspired.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
We know getting your car serviced isn't exactly your favorite thing to do.
That's why we don't treat it like it's just another job.
You want it done fast without cutting corners.
We get it right the first time.
We've got places to be.
So we move like your schedule depends on it, because it does.
Clear communication, no surprises.
Trust goes further than miles.
Toyota of Bowling Green.
We make servicing your vehicle simple.
Man, it's been hot. Wouldn't it be nice if a pool could just instantly appear in your backyard? During the entire month of August, Aqualand can install your pool as soon as tomorrow.
That's right. Splash in a flash. Pool speed ahead only at Aqualand. Imagine a summer where your backyard becomes your favorite destination. With 40 years of pool perfection under our belt, you can trust Aqualand to bring your vision to life. Visit aqualandfund.com or stop by Aqualand on Campbell Lane and get inspired.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Beat the heat with the big summer sale at Don Franklin Kia. For a limited time, get up to $5,500 off MSRP on select 2025 Sportage models, or get up to $10,000 off MSRP on select 2025 Sorrento models. Plus, Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage is available for certified pre-owned makes and models. With dealerships all across the Bluegrass, our trusted family is here to serve all of your auto needs, Kentucky. Hurry into Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome back here to Greenwood High School and the Seven Mountain Sports Network for our Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia halftime show. We welcome you in to the broadcast booth. Brian Murphy, Big Hamp here with you. We're going to break down some stats starting with the offense. Also a big shout out to Matthew Clark getting us on the air, making sure you see all the numbers on the screen, seeing all the awesome shots. To our cameras, Claire and Megan, who are giving us awesome shots all night long. We've had two so far consecutive great weeks of coverage here on the Seven Mountain Sports Network as we take a look at your scoring and position breakdown here at the half. Gators lead 21-6, and it's been a big half once again for Davis Cheney. Already pretty much matched his performance from last week. Not necessarily in total yards just yet, but he's got plenty of time to do it. 2 touchdowns already for Davis Cheney, and that came with 127 total yards in that first half. 102 of those, I believe, are passing for Greenwood. So kind of flip side from what we saw last week. against Westmoreland, where you really saw that run game come in. You've seen it be a part of this offense so far for Greenwood, but it's allowed them to open up the air part of the offense, something we didn't see as much last week with Westmoreland, and a big part of that 60-yard run down the field by Davis Cheney of a short reception, and he carried it the whole way, 60 yards, adds up to that eventual 127 total for the Gators in that first half. 3 total touchdowns. Couldn't ask for much more or for a better first half from Greenwood, other than maybe a muff punt here or there. But so far, they've done pretty good. Warren East not too far behind in the stats department, despite trailing by over 2 scores. 119 total yards of offense for the Raiders. A singular touchdown, also comparatively pretty close in terms of the split. 103 passing yards, 16 rushing for the Raiders. We've seen Jeremiah Lee carry a lot of that rushing game workload. He did that in week 1. He was the only Raider to find the end zone, but this time it was Braden Lightfoot. Found a little bit of space down the near sideline, and it was not much space at all. We'll take a look at it in some highlights here in just a little bit, but he didn't have much room at all, and he made the most of it. He's quick enough to make a little space like that work, ran it in for the touchdown, and that has given us your eventual score here of 21-6. But there's been a lot of great defensive plays as well, Hamp. We talk about Stuart Scott. We talk about Roy Bray. There's been a couple of players who have already made a big impact, both for the Raiders and for Greenwood.
Oh, yeah. We talk about, like you said, Stuart Scott with 6 tackles and a sack already. We talk about Roy Bray with 5 tackles, a few of those for loss, and K.C. Coleman with 6 tackles and 2 sacks already on the night. So, I mean, they're keeping the defense for the Greenwood Gators moving and thumping like they were last week. Over on Warren East, you got Azarius Douglas with 5 tackles and an interception we just saw here just a little while ago. And Clay Pennington keeping everybody together and keeping things intact. Now, I can tell you, the score says what it says, but the game is showing a little different because both defenses are really doing a great job trying to keep things in composure and trying to keep things stacked up. It's just those things here and there, that big play here and there. And as you already know, all it takes is one big play to break, and it's over.
It's been a story of big plays here this afternoon. Someone we expected maybe more last week to make some more big plays was Casey Coleman, who still performed really well last week against Westmoreland, but kind of a quiet night for him tonight. Feels like he's really come alive in his role and a senior in this defensive team for Greenwood.
Oh, yeah. He's going to step it up, and he is definitely taking on that leadership role, and he's letting his play start to do the talking, and it's building up, and it's building up. I mean, if you just watch him on the field and watch his reaction after every play and that excitement and that energy that he brings, as long as he keeps doing that and showing his team that he's here and he's ready to play, he's leading them well.
And you mentioned some of those stats where you could see them on your screen there. Split pretty even for the most part, and Hamp, you mentioned it, the score tells one story, but looking at the stats, and if you were here looking at the style of play, that really tells you an entirely different one. This has been a much closer game than what it's been made out to be, and one interception thrown by Warren East here, one 60-yard run by Davis Cheney there. You end up with a 2-score ball game, but in this second half, anything can happen, Hamp, because, I mean, we've already said it. It's been a game of big plays. That's what's made the difference.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a second half coming up, and when we come back, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. We'll look at some highlights. Gators trying to run away with this one, but we've seen flashes from the Raiders. Can they show more of that when they come out of the half? We'll take ourselves a step away, and we'll be right back here on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, it sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
Man, it's been hot. Wouldn't it be nice if a pool could just instantly appear in your backyard? During the entire month of August, Aqualand can install your pool as soon as tomorrow.
That's right. Splash in a flash. Pool speed ahead only at Aqualand. Imagine a summer where your backyard becomes your favorite destination. With 40 years of pool perfection under our belt, you can trust Aqualand to bring your vision to life. Visit aqualandfun.com or stop by Aqualand on Campbell Lane and get inspired.
Welcome you back here to Greenwood High School for your Don Franklin halftime show. We got about 5 minutes before we get back to the action for the second half here as the Gators lead 21-6. We just went over some of the stats with you, a pretty parodied game across the board when looking at the numbers, looking at the style of play, but when you see the score 21-6, it doesn't necessarily tell you the whole story because it's been a game of big plays, and a lot of those have come courtesy of the Gators. 3 touchdowns here this afternoon. It all started here with Griffin Howard, a shot to the right corner for a 15-yard passing touchdown from Wyatt to Howard, his second receiving touchdown of the year. All these replays courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green as we take a look again at some more looks from these touchdowns. All big plays, and again, almost to the inside the 5 for Nathan Self on the huge catch. Put them at the 1 and set up Davis Cheney. Once again, his first touchdown. This one, a 1-yard rushing touchdown. Opened up the window blinds and found his way into the end zone. The swamp is comfortable for Davis Cheney. And then for the Raiders, they finally were able to get onto the board in that first half with Braden Lightfoot. We know how explosive he is. He finds a little bit of daylight, and he takes that gap all the way to the house for another Edmonton State Bank touchdown, the first and only scored so far for the Raiders. But Cheney wasn't done yet. Wyatt bails himself out, throws it over the top of the line, and Cheney's there to take it to the house. 5-yard reception, a 55-yard run the rest of the way to the end zone for the third touchdown for the Gators tonight. Davis Cheney already with 2, matches the total he had a week ago. And we talk about Davis Cheney because, ladies and gentlemen, if you look back at his stats from last season, including tonight, he's probably quadrupled it and already has 4 touchdowns on the year. Davis Cheney has been on fire through 2 weeks of play.
Man, I absolutely love seeing this young man take advantage and realize that, hey, next man up, and it's me. And he's absolutely doing it. The Cheney train is on the road, man, and I hope it keeps moving right along.
He's got
the
a whole
season.
A whole second half of football still to go for Davis Cheney. And we talk about how he's double, quadrupled his stats, what have you. Last season, if you want to talk about his stats last season, I'm going to read them off for you. 4 rush attempts as a running back, 45 total yards of offense, 0 touchdowns as a junior. Davis Cheney has stepped into this senior role this season with so much prowess, so much confidence, and it shows on the football field because just when you think maybe you've seen the last of him, he comes out and makes a big play like that. Coach Howard is very smart in how he's used Davis Cheney so far.
Oh, yeah. Another senior, like you said, has stepped up, shown leadership, and saying that this is his year, man. He's like, if this is going to be it for me, last year I did it like this. This year, definitely going to step it up, and he has done it. I'm telling you, I don't know too many teams that are going to be ready to stop him right now, and Warren East is really trying their best right now.
I think one thing that maybe shocks me, Hamp, and something that I thought we'd see more of in this game, I figured we'd see more of the run game out of Greenwood. I figured you'd maybe try to see a pass-heavy offense versus a run-heavy offense, Gators being the run-heavy side of things, because that's what we saw last week against Westmoreland in their season opener at the Cole Lumber Bowl. You guys saw that live here with us on the Seven Mountain Sports Network. It was very run-heavy. Davis Cheney was a big part of that. But the pass game has really opened up. Levi Wyatt was only 4 for 7 last week. They did not throw the ball that much. I would wager, at least looking at it right now, they've at least doubled that. They've got at least 9 pass attempts in this game so far from Levi Wyatt that have ultimately concluded in this 21-6 score right now. So maybe Greenwood, a sign of showing their further comfort in airing out the football.
Oh, yeah, maybe so. And maybe because it was the team that they were playing last week, they didn't want to get that out there for Warren East to look at film and say, hey, we see they're doing these pass plays are coming out, and they're like, okay, oh my gosh, because they have stunned them. But at the same time, Warren East has thrown some doozies out there and has caught Greenwood slipping a few times and almost turned several into big plays. And it's always just been that one little thing, that one little slip up, and it stops them every time.
And when you look at Warren East and the defensive side of things, the reason I feel like you could have maybe made that assumption on the run-heavy Greenwood game as well is that last season Warren East allowed almost 2,500 rushing yards. And when you looked at every other stat they had compiled last season, whether you looked at the most offensive yards they tallied, whether it was passing or rushing, nothing even came close to those 2,500 rushing yards that they allowed. They just struggled to stop the run game. But Greenwood has shown their prowess in being able to do both. And at the same time, they really haven't been able to run the ball much. So Warren East clearly has maybe stepped up a little bit in that rushing game department, but Greenwood is just finding all the gaps at all the right times.
And it's amazing, though, with what Warren East's defense is right now. I mean, it's mostly sophomores and juniors. They got, 2 seniors on there? So, I mean, they are doing miraculously with what they have right now with these juniors and seniors stepping up from being sophomores and freshmen last year.
And under third-year head coach Tanner Hall, he's kind of slowly had to build this program back up a little bit. If you asked Coach Hall, I've talked to him on several occasions, and last year, we mentioned him already, Dane Parsley was such a big part of this program, and you could not overstate just how much of an impact and how much of a workload that Dane Parsley carried for this Warren East team. When I talked to Coach Hall last year, middle of the season, he said, if I could have 11 guys who are as versatile as Dane Parsley, I don't think I'd have a problem in the world. But unfortunately, the world doesn't work that way. And Dane, though, he pulled his weight. He had quarterback, at linebacker. He started doing PATs midway through the season when their kicker rolled his ankle. There was nothing that Dane Parsley could not do. But what better role model for all these young guys, Hamp, that you've mentioned, that are now stepping into these roles to have looked up to over the past season or two?
He was absolutely the perfect role model. He is the perfect one to where you'll have that one young man to say, I don't want to play that position. I don't want to do that position. And if you have a bunch of Dane Parsleys to say, you know what, I'll step into that. I'll do that. That, to me, is the kind of kid, if I was a coach, college coach, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's who I would want on my team because you have no problem adjusting to something new and something different that's going to help your team win the game. Good example, and you can see that it's showing. It's showing out here tonight the type of legacy he left behind.
Showing in flashes. Warren East, plenty of guys who can make a play. Braden Lightfoot had experience with Dane Parsley.
Mm-hmm.
He was catching passes from Dane Parsley last season. Big ones.
Yes.
700 yards, over 700, nearly 800. Braden Lightfoot tallied last season as a junior, and he's going to try to roll the ball a little bit better. He had double-digit touchdowns, led his team in both of those categories as a junior. Braden Lightfoot is set up with a big year with sophomore quarterback Xavier Isabel, and we've seen what he's capable of. Obviously, last week's not what you want if you're Isabel. 4 interceptions last week. He's thrown 1 here tonight, but the considerable improvement. You've seen the pass game come together with those 119 successful passing yards.
Oh, yeah. If he settles down, and I'm hoping nobody's getting it in his head or he has it in his head that he has to be Dane. He just has to be himself. And I think Isabel will be all right if he just relax, becomes himself throughout the year, and rolls on.
We're counting things down here. Warren East set to receive. They could not convert towards the end of that first half, but they did defer to the second half. So either way, they start the second half with the football. And as we get ready for the second half, we're honored to be able to bring you this coverage thanks to our sponsors, including Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Morgantown Bank and Trust, The Blowout Co., Edmonton State Bank, Toyota Bowling Green, State Farm agent Will Coker, and NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. The second half is underway. The Raiders have a full head of steam out of the half, and they're going to look to try and mount a comeback. It's the Gators on top, 21-6, and we're back underway here at the Swamp. It's second half football play here on a Friday night, and here's the return on the Raiders. Run it up, gets to about the 30 before he's stuffed by a couple of Gators players, and that is where Warren East will start this drive. That's Azarius Douglas on the return for Warren East. Made it up to their own 29-yard line. Looks like a ball may have been a little flat, or they just weren't happy with it. Either way, the officials get a new football.
Deflate gate.
Back out onto the field. High school edition. Deflate gate. Where's Tom Brady? Come on now. Here's the snap. Isabel off the sweep to Lightfoot, who tries to force his way to a gain, but does not get much there. No gain on the play. Bring up 2nd and 10. Now they're set up on the right hash on the far side of the field. 11:30 to go here in this third quarter. Quickly underway. 2nd and 10 for Warren East. Start this half of the football. Falling back, here's Isabel over the top, time to breathe, finds Lightfoot, cuts back up the middle, meets two Gators there, but he gets the first down just past the 40. 12-yard gain, courtesy of the pass to Lightfoot. And I think you mentioned it, Hamp, there during our halftime break, and referring to Isabel and the shoes he's trying to fill. It's not about filling them or trying to be someone he's not. He has to be his own player, and you can see his comfortability, I think, has progressed through this game. Here's the handoff to Lee. Breaks the tackle. He's got space. Another first down. Back-to-back blowout first downs for the Raiders. Another 12-yard gain, that time on the ground with Jeremiah Lee. Oh, Lee looks like he's hobbling up to the sideline. Not what you want to see. Looks like he's favoring that left side a little bit. But he is still walking, quickly made his way to the sideline. That'll bring Zach McMillian-Kofer in at running back. He runs it up the middle. He's stuffed quickly. No gain on that play. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that defense is trying to stop everything coming up through the A and B gap.
And at running back, that is Zach McMillian-Kofer, who takes over for Jeremiah Lee. Some of his first stints at running back this season. With 10 minutes to go already in this third quarter. Here's Isabel off the screen to Lightfoot on the far side of the field. Tries to make his way down the right field line, but he's forced out of bounds. Be a gain of 1 on that play from Lightfoot.
Ryder Lambert there to push him out of bounds.
2-yard gain for Lightfoot brings up 3rd down. 10-10 on the time sheet of the scoreboard. In this third quarter, Warren East now lined up on the right hash. 2 receivers on the left side, 1 on the right. Here's the snap. Isabel falling back. He's got some blockers. Plenty of time to breathe. Throws it over the top. That one's dropped by Boyer. Incomplete. Will bring up 4th down, but good defense there by the Gators secondary.
Ooh, Stuart Scott was right there on him. He heard those feet coming. He heard those Gators chomping. They were running kind of fast on him.
Stewart is a hungry player, and we talked about his performance last week. All of last season, only tallied 20 total tackles.
Sure did.
Last week alone, already got 13, including 4 for loss. So Stuart Scott making a big impact through 2 weeks here with the Gators. Right back, here's Isabel looking over the top on 4th down, throws it over the top. That one short, intended for Boyer on the incomplete, and a flag is down. It looks like...
I don't know if that should have been called.
So that flag will bring up a fresh set of first downs for Warren East.
I can't agree with that call right there. He just had his hand on his back. It wasn't like he was tugging his jersey or pulling him back. It didn't look like it from this point of view, though. But he very well could have been tugging on it.
So Ladarius Porter was right there on the side of Logan Boyer. He was keeping him in check, and the officials didn't like what he saw. And Warren East again wasting no time. On the play, Stuart Scott with the tackle. No gain again on that play, courtesy of Stuart Scott and the Gators defense. The loss of 1 on that play on the run was Zach McMillian-Kofer, who's filling in for Jeremiah Lee, who headed to the sideline, favoring his left leg. He's still standing on the sideline, helmet off. Over the pass, that one incomplete. Just overshot. It was intended for Jaden Ritchie.
Tell you what, KC Coleman was on him right then, man. He was all in his face.
Ritchie, his first intended target of the night in that halfback slot for Warren East. Haven't been saying his name a whole lot. He's primarily been used in blocking fashion along with the offensive line. But here they go for it on 3rd and 11. On the break is Isabel, but he's brought down. Gets him back within range. But on 4th down, Isabel having to shake off that one after a hard tackle brings him to the ground. He is limping slightly back, and he's holding and wincing his right knee, also favoring his left leg, but he looks like he's going to try to shake it off here, just taking some deep breaths.
Yeah, he's wanting to stay in the game, but again, this is early in the year. This isn't the time to play hero. If you are hurt, come out of the game.
And there's going to be a timeout for Warren East. Felt like a necessary timeout. You could still see Isabel walking it off. He's walking away from the huddle currently. You can see him on the bottom of your screen there. Might be one of those instances, at least you hope that he's maybe just a little shaken up in that instance.
Oh, yeah, because I tell you what, Cooper Hines laid one in on him right then. So, I mean, if nothing else, give him time to try to walk it off. But if he can't walk it off, there's no reason to get your quarterback hurt now at this point in the season.
And he is doing circles around the huddle here during this timeout. McMillian-Kofer heading over to the sideline, trying to eyeball Jeremiah Lee. Didn't see him re-enter the huddle. Looking for him on the sideline. I don't currently see him. So it is possible that Lee has now rejoined the offense after having his own scare. Some evaluation here for Isabel in this timeout. And he is still trying to walk this off, but he is going to stay out on the field with the offense. And Jeremiah Lee is back into the game at running back. So McMillian-Kofer heads back out. Jeremiah Lee tags back in. He'll line up alongside the right hip of Isabel, who was shaken up after that last play, but they're going for it on 4th down. Throw over the top. That one for Boyer. That one's dropped. The turnover on downs back to the Gators.
Gators smell blood in the water, and they are coming. They are coming to chomp down on any Raider that falls in the swamp.
Turnover on downs. The Gators will pick it up at their own 26-yard line. And Warren East has just continued to go for it on 4th down. I feel like I'm watching Dan Campbell coach a football team. 4th down, it doesn't matter how far it is. We're going for it. And sometimes it's where it seems to be that it's a game plan that is going to be most effective for this Raiders offense that likes being aggressive.
And they're, 50-50 now?
Pretty much. Right there on the 4th downs. Here's a snap. Wyatt hands it off to Self, who's nearly brought down, but he breaks the tackle. Tries to cut back up the middle. Finally slammed down, and a loss of several yards on that play. Self just couldn't shake all the swarm of Raiders shooting off the line. Loss of 4 on that play for the Gators. Be their first bit of offensive action. With 8:15 left in the 3rd quarter. Second and long for the Gators. Here they go. Down the sideline, up through the middle. Brought down. Gain gets him back up to the 30. And some pushing and shoving going on in the backfield, it looks like, between some Gators and Raiders. But they get separated. Everyone's getting excited there in the backfield. The secondary is getting hyped. Be a gain of 7 on the play, makes it third down. 7-yard run for the Gators. They look to cap it off here with a third down conversion. 3rd and 7. Here's the handoff to Self. Self's got a blocker, trying to bounce off to him. Cannot get to that first down marker. He's brought down on a gain of 2. 7 minutes, 10 seconds now left in this third quarter. And Greenwood is going to bring out the punt team. But if we recall, the punt team does include Davis Cheney. And they have gone for it on 4th down. Now, this time situation is a little different, deeper in their own territory here. 6:50 left in this third quarter. Cheney's going to punt this one away. It's going to land at about the 40 where it's scooped up, nearly dropped. And Minya gets down just in time. It looked like the ball may have gotten out. I think Warren East may still have the football. It's been a lot of chaos on these punt returns.
I tell you what, watching this Gator defense go in, the way they're going in here lately has been absolutely dangerous. And if they just keep it up, if they keep it up like this all year long, man, they are going to be dangerous.
6:45 left in the third quarter. Warren East back on the offensive side of the football. And several key players swapping around on the offense. You're going to see it wide out on the near side of your screen if you're watching on our live stream. DK Austin, the sophomore, try to make some gains. He's not been as involved. He's had some intended targets, but hasn't come through with a pass so far in this game. And in week 1 versus Floyd Central over at Warren East, he had 2 receptions for 31 yards. Kind of scattered around is this Warren East offense right now, trying to figure out who their guys are that are going to step up big, other than Braden Lightfoot, who we've seen has got their lone touchdown this afternoon. There's Isabel over the top for a short gain to Lightfoot. Speaking of Lightfoot there, that'll be a gain of about 7 on the play, bring up second down. So we're continuing to see Isabel become more and more comfortable on quick passes. He's getting more time to breathe in the pocket. I see Jeremiah Lee move across your screen, down to the left side. Pass into Isabel to Lee, who gets the first down, and then some all the way up to the 50. That'll shift the chains. Another blowout first down. About a 13-yard gain there with a pass to Jeremiah Lee. 6.5 minutes now left in this third quarter. A fresh set of downs on the way for Warren East. They've had moments and spurts where it feels like they're on a high, as now Isabel's having to shake the defenders, but he gets sacked, a loss of 2 on the play. This has been what has hurt them the most, but the first downs has been probably the most shocking part of this game when you look at the comparison. 7 first downs in this game for Greenwood, 11 for Warren East, and yet they trail by 2 scores. Heading to the sideline for the Gators, Casey Coleman, so possibly shaken up in that last play. That could be a tough one as he's got 2 sacks this afternoon. Here's Lee heading up the right side. Gators defense going to bring him down. Gain of 1 on that play. Brings up 3rd and long.
Raiders are trying to set it up with the run. I'm watching and noticing how they are trying to hit them with a run, They'll go to a pass in a second. They'll go to a pass in right now, as a matter of fact. Here it comes.
Clock's winding down. 5:20 left in the third quarter. Dropping back. Here's Isabel looking over the top. He might have a man down the right side. It's Lightfoot trying to bail him out. There's a flag in the backfield, and it looks like that'll call the play dead. And Warren East fans are not happy with this flag.
At all.
Plenty of frustration from this side of the field.
I'm rather confused myself.
I think even the official who threw the flag possibly looked confused when he threw it. All the officials are now talking it over.
Because that was right in the middle of the play. I mean,
it's like Tanner Hall is speaking to one of the officials near the sideline. Chief official is going to head over. And it will get brought back, but man, what a great play that would have been otherwise for Lightfoot. It would have been another movement of the chains. Hamp, you called it, breaking up the run game with a pass play. It worked out perfectly, finding Lightfoot in the flat.
Had it perfect.
Got him just enough on the cut-in to get the first down. But it looks like this is going to bring it back again. It'll be a replay of third down. The officials are still talking it over. The chief official is making his rounds.
I'm going to have to go back and look at that later because it looked like it might have been an accidental flag thrown. And because that was like right in the middle of the play, and then the whistle blows after he catches it. And
chief official is once again talking to Coach Hall on the sideline, it looks like.
Wow.
And some scores around the region. We got a final score already from an early start game over at Bowling Green High School. St. X takes the win over Bowling Green. Final score 27-10. So Bowling Green, it's been a rough start to their year. Lost Trevi Barber in that first game. Hopefully going to have him back at least through the midway point of the season.
It's a possibility.
You heard Coach Spader. He said if there's anyone who's more capable of winning Mr. Kentucky Mr. Football, it would be Trevi Barber. But we're here at Greenwood High School as Warren East wasting no time. Over to Lightfoot. Might have a window off the right side. Heading down the sideline. Got the first down. He's knocked out of bounds. Shift the chains down. That should be a blowout. First down.
That was their way to get back on that one right there. Jump on it. Hit them fast, hit them hard, and move the chains.
They come up just shy.
Oh.
2 yards short are the Raiders. He's knocked it out of bounds just shy over on the Greenwood side of the field. But you know Warren East, it's fourth down and short. They're going to go for it.
Why not? Why not?
9-yard gain on that play to Lightfoot.
At this point, they have a 50-50 chance of getting it.
5 minutes left here in the third quarter. And it's going to be a QB keeper up the middle. That's the first down. And a yard or two. Shift the chains that time. Blowout Cope first down for Warren East.
Isabel coming into his own, believing in who he is, moving the ball.
You can see his confidence is continuing to build, it seems, throughout this game. It's good for a young sophomore quarterback. More scores throughout the region. 5.5 minutes, give or take, left in the third quarter down in Barron County. This is getting played at Glasgow. Barron now leads 8-7 over the Scotties. Here's the snap. Once again, back in at running back is McMillian Kofer. Gets a short gain on the run, second down. Looks actually no gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. So we've seen Jeremiah Lee step out earlier when he seemed to get shaken up, was favoring one leg, but checked back in, was back to normal. This time subbed out once again. That time to Boyer. Boyer in the flat, trying to force his way to the chains for a first down. And it looks like he's going to be just short of the first. Second down this time for Warren East. Second, I would almost third down, actually. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and inches here for Warren East. Dropping back is Isabel over the top. He finds the catch. That should be a first down, but he keeps getting pushed on his way back. I think that'll be enough for a first down, if not just short. And it will be. They're going to shift the chains. That's another blowout Cope first down.
Stuart Scott was trying to take him somewhere.
I think he was. That was McMillian Kofer on the catch and the conversion, who stays out in that running back slot. He's going to line up on the left hip of Isabel. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here's the snap. Isabel dropping back. He's looking to his right side, throws it over the top. Intended for Boyer, but it's dropped just too far ahead of him. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 for Warren East.
Ooh, Boyer seen Alex Hagan coming, so he decided not to grab that one. He could have snagged that one out of the air.
3:44 left in the third quarter. Warren East seems to be on a roll. They trail by 2 scores. It's 21-6 Gators. but Warren East is deep in the swamp. They're going to snap this one on 2nd and 10 from the Gators 26. Over the top, the Lightfoot, who tries to dive for the extra couple yards. And that'll be a short gain of 4 on the play. Looks like it'll be 3rd and 6 for Warren East. Scoreboard says 3rd and 5. Inside 3.5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Warren East trying to ride the momentum. Here's the snap. Isabel drops back, tries to fake the pass, and he's going to take the sack. And one down. That looks like Caron Tidwell, who is down. He immediately reached for his right leg, and he is down on the field. Helmet removed. It's going to be an injury timeout here for Caron Tidwell, the junior D lineman, and he is clearly hurting in that right leg. Hopefully no worse than a cramp.
Looks like a cramp.
Looks cramp-like, but that was a really tough one. And as we're in this injury timeout, we'll take a step aside. And the Gators are on top of the Warren East Raiders 21-6 with 2:55 left here in this third quarter. You're watching the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the Seven Mountain Sports Network.
Beat the heat with the big summer sale at Don Franklin Kia. For a limited time, get up to $5,500 off MSRP on select 2025 Sportage models, or get up to $10,000 off MSRP on select 2025 Sorrento models. Plus, Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage is available for certified pre-owned makes and models. With dealerships all across the Bluegrass, our trusted family is here to serve all of your auto needs, Kentucky. Hurry into Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
And we welcome you back here to Greenwood High School. It was Caron Tidwell who went down with what appeared to be a cramp. He walked back to the Greenwood sideline under his own power. And now we'll be back here with a 4 and 13. It was a loss of 7 off that QB sack. And here we go again, another 4th down draw for Warren East. Falling back is Isabel over the top to Lightfoot. He's got some defenders. Room on the right sideline. There he goes. Down almost. I think he might have the first down. It's going to be close. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. They went for it on 4th down, and it comes up just short. Braden Lightfoot looked to be a gain of 7. Came up about 3 yards short. Just was not enough, and it'll be another turnover on downs. Hamp, I think I've lost count of how many turnover on downs we've had.
Good night. It's been a lot. It has definitely been a lot. They have taken the opportunity and the chances to go out on 4th down. They've 50-50 chance at every time. So, I mean, why not at this point?
2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Here's the snap. Cheney back in action. Here comes the freight train heading up the middle. Forces his way to a short gain. Gain of 3 on the play there for Cheney. And a Warren East player is down in the backfield, so we'll call a brief, hopefully, injury timeout. Looking to see if we can catch a number on the player. Looks to be another cramp there, possibly in both legs.
Oh, wow.
And you don't see that often, but that's probably the worst case scenario, is having one in either leg.
They're going to have to go get the cart and bring him off the field.
1 yard gain there for Cheney. Be 2nd and 9 for Greenwood when we get back to action. Getting help to his feet is Sam Tunks. Couldn't get up that time. Still looks to be struggling on the cramp in that left leg. They're trying to alleviate some of that pain, stretching it up around the 14-yard line of Gators territory. Looking at some other scores currently around the region. We gave you that Bowling Green score earlier. They fall to St. X. And currently at the half between Trigg and Hart County, it's Trigg County on top of Hart, 21-19. And between Adair and Metcalf after 3, Adair is on top of Metcalf 7-2. And we mentioned that Barron and Glasgow score earlier in the third quarter. Barron leading Glasgow 8-7. And McLean County at the end of the third leads Caverna 36-0. That's your scores from around the region. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. Here's Wyatt on the snap. Cheney on the take. Heads up to the far side. He might have some breathing room. Shakes one tackle, shakes another, has a blocker just short of the first down. Actually, it looks like they're going to get it, and a flag thrown late. Cheney had a solid run there. We'll see if this flag brings him back. Looking for the call from the chief official. They're going to be a holding call on the Gators, so that's going to bring it back. Unfortunate off a strong run from Cheney that's now neglected. But if you're the Gators, Hamp, like you said, going into the end of that first half, building that cushion now feels all the more important when you have situations like that.
Oh, yeah. When you start having mistakes like this, that cushion definitely helps.
Some movement, 2 receivers out to the right side for Wyatt. None on the left, and Cheney lined up to the side. It's going to be a handoff, a little bit of a trick play. Gators running up the middle, got some first down, then some, all the way up to the 35 before he's brought down. On the run for the Gators, that's Cesar Ortega. We said his name a couple of times in week 1. Now coming through with a bit of a trick play draw there, running it up the middle for a good gain. Ortega showing his speed there. Off the fake draw to Cheney. Use Cheney to maybe draw some of that attention. And then you have an alternate handoff there to Ortega, who has plenty of space to breathe. Now here's the snap for Wyatt. Dropping back. Throws off to his right side. That one's complete. Gain of 2 on the play, but a good defensive play there for Warren East and Diego Munier.
Yeah, Diego, he read it right. He just wasn't able to stop it. He wasn't able to knock it down.
2-yard gain there brings up 2nd and 8. The clock is still running down for this third quarter, 45 seconds. With it ticking down, 21-6 the Gators lead. 2nd and 8 on the way for the Gators. Wide in the backfield, lined up alongside is Ortega. Cheney to his left side. Here's the snap. Ortega's going to keep it himself. Warren East's going to sniff it out, and they'll stop him for no gain. Short gain. It'll be 1 yard up. Makes it 3rd and 7. Clock is still running down here in this third quarter for the Gators. 15 seconds now. They may look to run it out. They got plenty of time on the game clock, and they will. Both teams relaxing, and now the Gators heading back to their sideline as the third quarter timer runs down with the final 3 seconds. And it's still the Gators after 3 quarters, 21-6 over the Warren East Raiders. Looking to start their season are the Gators 2-0 here in what has been a strong start already. Devish Cheney leading with 2 touchdowns. Can they continue to add the tally on? We'll be right back here with the fourth quarter. You're watching and listening to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
And we welcome you back here to Greenwood High School. Things are shaking up here as we enter the fourth and final quarter. It's the Gators on top 21-6. They've been playing what you would probably call a smart game. They've been running their clock. They've been taking some chances on a couple of key plays, and it's them in control on the offense as they'll now be moving from right to left. If you're listening on the radio, it's the Gators in their all-white unis, Warren East in their blue and yellow striped helmets and jerseys with white pants. And here's Wyatt on the play. Off to the right side. A completed pass. Should be good enough for the first down. Shift the chains. Blowout Cove first down. As we get started in this fourth and final quarter, we're honored to be able to bring you this coverage thanks to our sponsors, including Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Morgantown Bank and Trust, the Blowout Co., Edmonton State Bank, Toyota Bowling Green, State Farm agent Will Coker, and NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. It's another 1st and 10 here for the Gators, with Levi Wyatt in the backfield. Here's the handoff to Cheney. Cheney up the right side, now pushes up the middle, follows his lineman, got some blockers, short gain of 4 on the play. So we've seen slow movement on the offense for the Gators to start this second half, but now starting to get a little bit more involved on the offensive side of things. They've really relied on their defense to hold on to this 2-score lead over Warren East.
And they have definitely stepped up and taken charge and taken care of that.
Cheney with a 3-yard gain on that last snap now brings up 2nd and 7 for the Gators. They're trying to breach into Raiders territory. Here's the snap on the handoff. Wyatt fires off to the right side. That one knocked out, incomplete, intended for Griffin Howard.
Put a little hot sauce on that ball.
Howard, we've seen him with a receiving touchdown tonight, but hasn't seen a whole lot more involvement in the offense outside of that catch. But what better way to have a catch than when you're in the end zone?
When you're in the end zone.
Gives you the confidence that you can carry throughout the rest of the game. Gilberto Munier heads to the sideline for Warren East, looking gassed, removed his helmet. Substitution in now for the Raiders in his spot. Had 4 tackles last week. Could be a loss there, as now it's Ortega on the run for the Gators. Had some space down the right sideline before he's eventually knocked out of bounds past the 40. That'll shift the chains. Another blowout first down.
That was a great reverse right there. That was a good old trick play for you. And they were definitely not expecting that, especially since they've been throwing and throwing and throwing, and then, boom, hit you now with another run.
Ortega's been the hand that turns the key on those reverse plays, and both have resulted in big gains, as now they'll look to do it again. On the snap, 2 receivers out to the left side, none on the right. And Cheney lined up along the left hip. Here's Cheney on the run, heading to his right side, but they're quick to sniff it out. Another short gain for number 44. Gain of 1 on the play there for Cheney. I have to imagine, as a running back who gets so many touches and someone you know is going to have a big impact, that it becomes more difficult, because you have to know the defense is always going to be watching you every single time you snap the football.
Every time. And that's the way they're playing it right now. It's a good thing Levi Faulkner was right there to make that stop, because he would have trucked it right on back down again.
10 minutes left in regulation here, with the Gators up by 2 scores, 21-6. Here's the handoff once again to Cheney. Up the right side, he's brought down. Another gain there gets him nearly to the 30 in Warren East territory, 4-yard gain. Be a 5-yard gain additionally there for Cheney. Make it 3rd and 4 for the Gators. Starting to see Cheney get more involved. Top of the sheet. Going down, it was Nathan Self who was leading that run game to start this game, and now as we end regulation, it's Cheney who steps into the forefront. Here's the snap. Cheney on the right hip. He takes the snap, but a quick tackle by Sam Tunks brings him down. No gain, brings up 4th. So Sam Tunks with a good play there, and we talked about how if you're Cheney, it becomes more and more difficult as the game progresses for the defense not to target you. You begin to recognize the little signals, the signs that it's going to be Cheney who they're intending to make some plays here, but it looks like Greenwood is content with maybe pulling a bit of a Raider strategy here and going for it on 4th down.
At this point in time, why not run the clock down some?
Running down the clock with 8:45 left in regulation. It's 4th and 4 for the Gators at the Warren East 31-yard line. Here's some motion to Cheney. Fakes the handoff. Wyatt looking to his right side. He's looking for Howard, but that one's incomplete. He tried to get to Ortega. That'll be a turnover on downs off the incomplete. The Warren East offense has 8.5 minutes to try to cut down this 2-score lead.
Battle of the 4th down. Battle of the fourth downs right here is what we got going on, because it seems like we have maybe 2-3 punts the whole game.
Maybe. I would say that's a maybe if we've gotten that many.
So everybody's winning it on one big blow. Everybody's throwing one haymaker at a time. It seems like, a little jab here, a little jab there, and then one giant swing.
Warren East offense back out on the field with 8:33 left in regulation. It's going to fake the handoff, sends it over to Boyer. Boyer cutting up the right side. He had a block to help. Gets to the first down, past the 40, gets to the 44 before he's brought down. 13-yard gain for Logan Boyer.
By Roy Bray. A combination of Roy Bray and Alex Hagan.
So Logan Boyer, that's the way you want to kick off an offensive drive here in this final quarter. Kicks it over again to Boyer, the target, on the catch. Gets the gain. Still takes a couple of Gators to bring him down. A gain of 6 on that play. Looks like he was going to get brought down after a gain of 3. It continued to spin his way to a couple more yards. Clock's going to continue to run down. Inside 8 minutes now for Warren East to dig into this lead.
21-6, still down 15. The Raiders are now in Greenwood.
2nd and 2 for Warren East. Here's the snap. Hand off to Lee. Lee back into the fold. Tries to get to that first down marker, but he's brought down short. 3rd down. 1 yard gain by Jeremiah Lee. 3rd and 1 as the Raiders breach into Gators territory. Here's the snap. On the way with 3rd and 1. Over the top. Pass to Boyer, who nearly drops the football, but he brings it in for the first down. They'll shift the chains. Another blowout coat first down for Warren East as they lead Greenwood in that stat tonight despite trailing by 2 scores.
Warren East is really just attacking right now, trying to get the ball into the end zone as quickly as possible. With as much time as left on the clock, they could get a couple more scores in if they just keep charging the way that they do.
DK Austin checking out at wide receiver. Number 10 for Warren East is checking in. And here's the snap for East. Over to Lightfoot, down the right side. There's that daylight he's been looking for. Space down the sideline, steps out of bounds inside the 20. Into the red zone go the Raiders after another big daylight play from Braden Lightfoot.
That is his number 1 target on the day, and he keeps making play after play after play.
A screen pass reception with Lightfoot on a nearly 20-yard run gets them into the red zone. Here's Lightfoot in motion, off to the left side, heads back to the right. 2 receivers to Isabel's right side. On the right hip is Jeremiah Lee in the running back slot. And 1 receiver out wide to the left. Here's the handoff to Lee, but quick the Gators are to chop. No gain on the play for Warren East.
Had a host of Gators around and water, meat in the water.
It's like a loss of 1 on that play. With Jeremiah Lee will bring up 2nd and 11. Warren East back to it. Onside 6.5 minutes in regulation. Warren East, the time is running down as Lightfoot's in motion. Off to the left side, over the top, Isabel in the corner. He's going to try to bring it in. No, it's swatted away, broken away. Warren East could not bring it in. Great defense there by the Gators. Roy Bray with the breakup.
That was a close one.
Roy Bray breaks it up in what would have otherwise been a huge pull-in catch by Braden Lightfoot. Good placement there by Isabel. Just a great defensive play by Bray.
Definitely. Bray ran all the way back there. He's been all over the field all game, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do during that one.
3rd and 11 in the red zone. Here's the snap. Isabel dropping back, looking off to his left side. Flag thrown in the backfield. Isabel still looking for a pass opportunity, but he is knocked out of bounds by Stuart Scott. Big hit from Stuart Scott to Xavier Isabel, knocks him out of bounds to the Greenwood side of the field, but there was a flag down in the backfield in the middle of the play. Looks like this may end up being on Warren East. There'll be holding on the offense, so another holding penalty that is declined will bring up 4th down.
About 4th and 15.
And a loss of 4, so 4th and 15 thereabouts for Warren East.
6 minutes even to go. We're halfway through this quarter.
Isabel just didn't have anyone to get it out to under that pressure. As some more substitutions here for Warren East. They're going for it. Full throttle. Here's Isabel. Looking to his right side. Lightfoot in the flat. Throws it over the top. Nearly intercepted in what would have been an intended pass for Lightfoot. Lightfoot trying to argue his case, I think, for a pass interference from Stuart Scott, but he is not going to get it. Lightfoot hit the ground in the midst of 2 defenders. There was some contact there in between, but no pass interference called. 5:57 left in regulation, and Warren East will have to settle for a turnover on downs back to the Gators.
Man, yeah, there was nothing he could do about that right there. It looked like there was contact, but it also looked like he had slipped, in my opinion.
Intense action here at the Swamp, and it wouldn't be possible without our sponsors, Don Franklin Bowling Green, Kia, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Morgantown Bank and Trust, the Blowout Co., Edmonton State Bank, Toyota of Bowling Green, State Farm agent Will Coker, and NCTC powered by Warren RECC. Gators retake control of the offense with 5:57 left in regulation. Here's the handoff to Self, heading up the right side, breaking a couple tackles. Good gain on the play, gain of about 5 on that run from Self.
Getting Self back some more action right now, giving the locomotive a little bit of rest.
There was a flag down in the backfield again on this play, just behind Levi Wyatt. It'll be on Warren East, the penalty. And it's actually, no, they're going to correct it. They called it on Warren East, and there was some question there. The official had to correct him. So the chief official makes the final call against the Gators to send them back for a replay of 2nd down and what looks to be a loss of 10. So unfortunate there for the Gators with 5:47 left, but plenty of opportunity to dig yourselves out of a hole here in the Swamp, continue to run more clock, as I'm sure we're maybe going to see more of that run game just continue to be pushed in to run as much clock as possible for the Gators. They're going to try to put this one away.
Oh, yeah, play conservative right now, just run the clock down.
Fortunate predicament for Warren East here with under 6 minutes to go here in this one, as they look to potentially start the season with back-to-back weeks and only 1 score in the touchdown, or 1 trip to the end zone in each game. After last year, this Warren East offense, tallying all of last season, averaged nearly 40 points per game. And so far through 2 weeks, it's looking like they may end it averaging about 6.5. So still officials are talking this one over. There was plenty of confusion. You can see it on your screen now if you're watching via our live stream. If you're listening over the airwaves, chief official talking to 2 other officials about what the call will be. And they're just going to call it like it was. Greenwood with a big loss on the penalty, but it'll be a replay. It looks like a 1st down here. They're going to snap it at their own 5. Hand off to Self. Self up the right side. Shakes a couple tackles, couple of spin moves here and there. Takes a Raider or 2 to bring him down. And they can't quite get back to their original line of scrimmage, but that'll make it 2nd down. About 2nd and 14 after a gain of 4 on that play from the Gators. A 4-yard run from Self. As nobody lined up on the hips of Wyatt, just 2 receivers, or 1 receiver to the left, 2 on his right, on the right hash. Here's the snap from Wyatt. Nearly fumbles the football off the snap. Has to hold on to it on a QB keeper up the middle. And that'll be a loss of 2. So the Gators not entirely out of the woods yet, but the clock is ticking down with 4:45 left in regulation. Some other scores around the region. A final between Monroe County and Allen County Scottsville. Monroe wins 24-14 over the Patriots. And after 3 at Glasgow over Barron County, 15-8 in that rivalry game. It's a close one, and it's been back and forth down there in Barron County. Here's a snap here on 3rd and 18, but a flag is thrown. Would be an offsides on Warren East, and it will be. So a little bit of a favor gifted there to the Gators.
Warren East still a little hungry, a little anxious, playing until the whistle blows all the way at the end. I like that. That spirit.
Some substitutions back in for Warren East. The starter, Daniel Valencia, heads back in on the line for Warren East. That'll make it 3rd and 12 for the Gators. So still a 3rd and long situation, but I'd wager a lot better than 3rd and 18.
Oh, yeah.
The clock is running down here. The Gators may just run down this clock and then call a timeout. 1 second left on the game clock. There's your timeout taken by the Gators with 3:56 left in game time. And as the Gators lead 21-6, inside 4 minutes to go, we'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll wrap things up here. And don't go anywhere. We'll give you a preview of our broadcast schedule, our post-game show, give you final stats on the way. The Gators close to putting this one away as they lead 21-6 over the Warren East Raiders here on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
Beat the heat with the big summer sale at Don Franklin Kia. For a limited time, get up to $5,500 off MSRP on select 2025 Sportage models, or get up to $10,000 off MSRP on select 2025 Sorrento models. Plus, Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage is available for certified pre-owned makes and models. With dealerships all across the Bluegrass, our trusted family is here to serve all of your auto needs, Kentucky. Hurry into Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
3rd and 12 on the way for the Gators here in this 4th and final quarter at Greenwood High School. It's a celebration night for head coach William Howard, who became the career leader in career wins as head coach of the Greenwood Gators football team. 42 wins and a potential 43rd to continue to add on to his legacy here in the Swamp. 3rd and 13 on the way for the Gators. They're quick out of the huddle with 3:56 left here in regulation. Nathan Self lined up on the left hip of Levi Wyatt. Now heading off to the left side. It looks like he'll have 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Where will Wyatt go? He falls back in the pocket, under pressure, deep over the top in the flat. Intended for Cheney, but just too far. Levi Wyatt was not afraid to use that arm, but Cheney just could not get there.
I tell you what, at this point of the game right here, wow.
That was... Now,
wow.
Now, if you're Wyatt, that was a great throw.
That was a great throw.
Could have overthrew him just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But that's got to give you some confidence in your arm at least.
Oh, my God.
To know that you can trust yourself to hit Cheney on a route that deep.
Whew.
Punt team is out for the Gators on 4th down. 3:51 left in regulation here at the Swamp, as the Gators look to put this one away for Coach Howard's 43rd career win. This punt going to roll up to the 43, down to the 42, down to the 41. And that is where the Gators will stop it. And Warren East will pick up the football and have another chance to strike with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left here next in regulation. Solid punt there.
That was a nice roll over hand over hand right there.
Graham Smothers with that one. He's been the guy they've relied on over the past season or two. Whether it comes to field goals or PATs, Smothers has been the Gators guy. Consistent, relies on him. You know that they can rely on him in any given moment. And with 3:40 left in regulation, I doubt we might see him on the field again, as Warren East is going to be full throttle, but it might take most of the time that's left for them to get to the end zone. But Hamp, like we said, all that first half, it was a game of big plays. Can Warren East try to make something happen? They already had one fumble recovered punt in that first half that did lead to a touchdown.
Yep.
So if they could score quick here, do that same thing again possibly, then you got a close ball game here with 3:40 left.
You took the words right out of my mouth. It's been big plays that have scored the touchdown, so it could very well happen right here.
1st and 10 for Warren East. Here's the snap for Isabel. Dropping back, looking over the flat. Under pressure from behind. He's going to look for Lightfoot, try to get it out. He's got space and time. Nearly picked off, but it's almost nearly recovered by Lightfoot, but it still hits the ground just slightly underthrown, broken up by the Gators secondary. So good pressure on all sides of the ball from the Gators defense to keep that one out of the hands of Braden Lightfoot. What could have been a huge run down the sideline.
Roy Bray came through and saved the day.
3:31 now left in regulation. Bring up 2nd and 10 off that incomplete. Here's Isabel dropping back. Throwing it to his right side to Lightfoot off the screen. Lightfoot trying to shake some defenders, but there's plenty of Gators there to bring him down. Again, no gain on that play. Will bring up 3rd down. Clock will continue to run. 3rd and 10. With 3 minutes and 10 seconds, the clock winding down here at the Swamp.
Oh, we got somebody down.
Somebody is down. It looks to be, that is DK Austin, I think.
It might be cramp. It looks like he's rubbing that calf muscle.
Be a 30-second timeout. And as they take this quick injury timeout, we'll step aside and be right back for the conclusion of the 4th quarter here on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
And welcome you back to the Swamp here. Greenwood High School is the home Gators, lead 21-6 over the Warren East Raiders. Ryan Murphy, Big Hamp alongside Matthew Clark, our producer director, making sure you see all the fantastic shots here this afternoon. He's waving. You just can't see him. But he does a phenomenal job. He's the only reason I will say it again and again and again that we get on the air here tonight. And, of course, on the board. Yeah, let's take a look. Why not? Come on, Matthew. Can you wave? He's going to slide in here. Oh, here we go. We'll make him some space. We're all matching today. Got the green looks here.
Because we're a team.
We're having a great time.
As always.
It's all about the team as it is for the Raiders here. Quick snap on 3rd and 10. Thrown over the top, intended for Austin. Incomplete pass.
I knew it.
And a flag on the play. I think that's going to be a pass interference on the Gators. A lot of contact in the air there when Austin went up for the catch.
That could be on, who was it? That was number 17, correct?
There was some contact on both sides. We'll see if they call it either way. You can see.
They will call the pass interference, so definitely.
And it'll be on the defense.
I was a little concerned they called that.
So, again, should be 1st down. Once again, another blowout coat 1st down for Warren East. And it will be. They'll shift the chains. And if we compare again these 1st downs, what is the most mind-boggling thing that a 21-6 ball game could see the team that has scored 3 touchdowns, leading by 2 touchdowns, have 17-10, the 1st down margin. So Warren East has 17, Greenwood with 10. Insane how that's happened. That one thrown away last second by Isabel, who was under immediate pressure from Stuart Scott. But, hey, great sportsmanship there as well from Stuart Scott, helping him back to his feet.
After Stuart Scott just got into it with DK Austin on that last play.
It's always, you always want to win, but you also got to realize that at the same time, they're all on the same team.
Yes.
We're all on the same team in a sense. Always want to beat the guy who's wearing a different colored jersey, though. Doesn't matter.
Always.
If you're wearing green and you're a Gator and you see blue on the other side, yeah, no, that's not going to cut it. Here's the snap, 2nd and 10. That one intended for Boyer, just thrown a little too high right at the 1st down marker. Incomplete will bring up 3rd and 10. 2:49 now left in regulation with the Gators inching ever closer to head coach William Howard's 43rd career win, most all-time for a Greenwood football head coach. Just tallied the most all time last week with his win against Westmoreland, opening the season. They look to start the year 2-0. But Warren East may have something to say about that, and it may come at the hands of sophomore quarterback Xavier Isabel. But there is a flag thrown in the back. It'll be a false start on the offense. And the Gators defense, you can see several players celebrating on their own and with each other because they know this pressure that they're adding on has built up over the course of this entire game. So they'll head on back. 3rd and long will set up the Raiders. Be 3rd and 15 for Warren East.
It's like every time the Raiders try to push themselves out of the swamp, they get drugged right back in.
It's a struggle of playing at this place.
Man.
It tests you often in ways that you could say that about a lot of stadiums here in Warren County. And here's the snap with 2:47. 3rd and long. Huge snap down the sideline. Intended for Lightfoot. He brings it in, but it's incomplete. He landed out of bounds. But, man, what a huge catch for Lightfoot that ultimately will not count. He was so close to bringing it in, even in double coverage. And what a beautiful ball by Isabel, just slightly outside. Let's take a quick look at it, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. You can see it on the snap here. Isabel. Lightfoot jets down the bottom of your screen if you're watching with us live online, and he catches it just outside the lines. So close for Braden Lightfoot in clutch time, but a timeout now called by Warren East. Oh, so close. Brings up yet another 4th down.
Oh, my gosh. Again, another big play that could have just changed the whole thing, man. I'm telling you. That right there, that was a beautiful pass, beautiful catch, just a tad bit over out of bounds.
Tad bit over, and as we look at scores around the region, we've talked about some rivalries going on, crosstown ones, one not too far from here down in Barron County being played at Glasgow High School. 4 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and Glasgow leads 22-8. Barron took it last year, and it looks like the Scotties may be going home with that crosstown rivalry win this year with first-year head coach Jackson Arnett.
Hey,
what a win that would be.
What a way to start out, man. That's the way you start out at a new school. You beat the rival. You beat your rival team.
And not only that, but head coach John Myers in his 2nd year at Barron County, Jackson Arnett in his 1st year, but Arnett actually attended the Monroe County football camp when he was in middle school when Coach Myers was head coach at Monroe County. So almost a pupil beats the teacher situation here. 4th and 15 for the Raiders. Here's Isabel throwing it over the top off his left side. That nearly brought in, but it's incomplete. A turnover on downs off the incomplete pass from Warren East. We'll give it back to the Gators with 2:32 left. That was oh so close to giving them a shot at another 1st down. But I'd wager just about Hamp with 2:32 that the Gators will put this one away.
Oh yeah, they'll go ahead and conservatively run this down. That pass right there was on the money, should have been caught, and definitely would have given them a chance to put a score up on the scoreboard.
21-6, your Gators lead it here at the Swamp with 2:32. Left in regulation. Looks like Levi White is maybe questioning what the play call or the situation is, waiting actually on Nathan Self to make his way back into the fold.
He thought he was done for the night.
He's going to put him, Wyatt's going to shift Self over, line him up on his left hip. One receiver out to the right side and some blockers for Wyatt. Here's the handoff to Self. Cuts his way up the middle with a couple of blockers. Good gain here. Some pushing from his lineman. Could get him to the 1st down. He's going to be just short. Gain of 7 on that play from Self. Solid push there from Self as we still got some contact going on down underneath between players from opposing teams.
A little pushing, a little shoving down there.
Officials breaking him up, but the clock continued to running down. 2 minutes now on the clock. Pickup of 6 on that play from Self, who had some great blocking and great pushing assistance there from his offensive line. That senior group that they have, including Blaine Hayes, Parker Lasley, and Ben Warwick, have brought such an anchoring deposition to this Gators team. They keep them anchored here in what's otherwise a tough swamp to play in. Here's the snap over to Self. They're going to call what looks like it will be a timeout for the Gators, and they'll head over to the sideline with a minute 36 left in regulation on a 2nd and 3. 43 career wins. Just a minute and 36 seconds away for Coach Howard. But something tells me that if you said that and what an accomplishment that is for him to hold that record, I don't think Coach Howard would be satisfied.
No, not at all. Not at all. At the end of the day, he wants one thing, and that's the ring. He wants to host that trophy up, and one day I hope he gets it, man. I mean, he's fighting hard out here. He's built a great program here at Greenwood.
And a stat courtesy of our own Matthew Clark, 5 times has Warren East turned the ball over in this game here this afternoon on 4th down dropped passes.
Wow.
Dropped passes, the difference on 5 potential 4th down conversions. They've been aggressive. They've went for it. They've had the opportunities. And a drop pass has been the difference maker 5 of those times for a potential 4th down conversion.
We know what practice is going to look like on Tuesday. They might make them come in on Monday. Doesn't matter, Labor Day, whatever. It doesn't matter. Come in, catch balls.
It's going to be some laboring on Labor Day.
Oh, yeah.
Potentially for Warren East. Here's the play for Self, who's going to try to run this one out. Gets past the 1st down marker inside the 30 of Warren East territory. That will shift the chains with a minute 28 left in regulation here as Levi Wyatt runs off to the sideline. Rest of the Gators offense huddling up around center field, around the 40-yard line. Wyatt talking to Coach Howard. He'll head back to the huddle. And the clock is now running down. A minute 20 left on the clock. The Gators are ready to put this one to bed with a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10, brought to you by the Blowout Co. Minute 10 now as the clock continues to run down. On Wyatt's left hip is Self. One receiver to his left, one to his right. Here's the handoff to Self again. Wyatt doing a little bit of blocking, and Self still trying to break through for some extra yards. Gets a gain of 2.
Run hard to the end.
And with that gain of 2, the clock is winding down. 45 seconds, 35 on the game clock. And they'll run this one all the way down. 43 career wins as head coach of the Gators program here in Bowling Green is on the way for head coach William Howard. 8th season with the program. Came in 2018 and a 2-0 start potentially on the way as Levi Wyatt kneels it down. The clock will run all the way down. Both teams heading to center field. And your final score from the swap. And 43 wins for head coach William Howard with a final score of 21-6 between the home Gators and the Warren East Raiders. What a performance from the Gators, able to hold off the Raiders every time. They seemed like they had momentum. It was the Gators who chomped those expectations closed.
Oh, yeah, the Gators did exactly what they were supposed to do, and they came in and did it the way that they wanted to do it. Pound it on the ground, catch up top, got the game won.
21-6, your final score here for the Gators, and we've said it enough. You could see down there on the field as well, Coach Howard sharing some hugs with the Warren East coaching staff. Some congratulations in order as he tallies his 43rd career win as head coach of the Gators here this afternoon, most all time for the Gators program. And don't go anywhere. We're going to step aside for just a moment, and when we come back, we'll have a tally of all the stats of this game. We'll announce our player of the game as well and give you our broadcast schedule going forward over the next couple of weeks. It's only just getting started here in week 2 of high school football action. You're listening to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
We know getting your car serviced isn't exactly your favorite thing to do.
That's why we don't treat it like it's just another job.
You want it done fast without cutting corners.
We get it right the first time.
You've got places to be.
So we move like your schedule depends on it, because it does.
Clear communication, no surprises.
Trust goes further than miles.
Toyota of Bowling Green.
We make servicing your vehicle simple.
Man, it's been hot. Wouldn't it be nice if a pool could just instantly appear in your backyard? During the entire month of August, Aqualand can install your pool as soon as tomorrow.
That's right. Splash in a flash. Pool speed ahead only at Aqualand. Imagine a summer where your backyard becomes your favorite destination. With 40 years of pool perfection under our belt, you can trust Aqualand to bring your vision to life. Visit aqualandfun.com or stop by Aqualand on Campbell Lane and get inspired.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated. And from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Beat the heat with the big summer sale at Don Franklin Kia. For a limited time, get up to $5,500 off MSRP on select 2025 Sportage models, or get up to $10,000 off MSRP on select 2025 Sorrento models. Plus, Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage is available for certified pre-owned makes and models. With dealerships all across the Bluegrass, our trusted family is here to serve all of your auto needs, Kentucky. Hurry into Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome back here to Greenwood High School into our post-game show here on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. We welcome you back for a second consecutive week here at the Swamp, and it's a final score of 21-6 as the Gators take the win over the visiting Warren East Raiders. They'll take the short trip back home down Scottsville Road, unfortunately starting their season 0-2. Gators on the flip side, 2-0 start to their year, and behind another phenomenal offensive performance, and we're going to talk about those offensive stats here in just a moment. But the most shocking thing, we've already mentioned it, how many more first downs Warren East had, and that shows in the total offensive numbers. 127 yards in that opening half, 3 total touchdowns in that opening half as well. The score remained the same throughout that second half. Nobody was able to find the end zone again in the second half, but still added on to the tallied offense. 190 total yards for Greenwood at the conclusion of this matchup, still with those 3 total touchdowns. But on the flip side, the most shocking thing, total yards for Warren East, 218 total offensive yards, almost 30 more offensive yards than Greenwood, and they lose by 2 possessions.
That right there just shows you how this game was really played. It only took the big plays. It was always the big moments, the big plays is what got this game where it was, because other than that, Warren East played a heck of a game.
It was a game of big moments, and we talked about it in the first half. Didn't necessarily have those big moments come to fruition in the second half. They came close. Warren East, most notably, with that big catch downfield by Lightfoot, would have been a nearly 30-yard gain. They would have caught it right near the red zone, but unfortunately just slightly overthrown. Lightfoot catches it out of bounds. Wonder he come away with it in double coverage. A phenomenal catch by him. If only he had caught it fair. He did everything right in order to catch that ball, and honestly, even greater placement from Isabel under the immense pressure that he was under, running out of the pocket, still able to plant his back foot and get that pass off.
Oh, yeah. KC and the crew have been on him all game, down his throat. Unfortunately, the Raiders have sailed too close to the Swamp, and it was way too many Gators for them to be able to get away.
And we talked about the parity early in that first half during the halftime show and how similar those were, and how now it's split. 30 more offensive yards totally for Warren East at the conclusion of this game. 218 total versus Greenwood's 190. Still falling by 2 scores, but the first downs kind of tell a similar story. Greenwood only had 11 first downs through the totality of the game. Warren East, 17 over the course of the entire game, just unable to capitalize when it mattered most. But that aggressiveness on fourth down is what put them in those positions.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I definitely did not expect them to do it the whole game. I figure that most of the time, especially when they were backed into their own end zone area, and that they would have, punted it like most people would have done. But they decided to go for it, and half the time they got it. So, if you can get it, why not go for it?
If you can get it, flip a coin, say, hey, 4th down. And 4th and 1 seemed like almost every instance of 4th and 1 they were able to convert.
Yes.
They just decided to maybe push that envelope a little bit. Once they got past the 50, it was kind of fair ball game at that point if they wanted to push it on those 4th and down situations. But we've given you the breakdown of those stats. We'll look at those a little more in depth when we come back. We're going to take ourselves a quick break. We'll crown our player of the game as well, who might be a familiar face if you watched week 1 and the Gators team and how they performed against Westmoreland. But we're going to take ourselves a break. We'll be right back to give you those stats here on Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia's Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Man, it's been hot. Wouldn't it be nice if a pool could just instantly appear in your backyard? During the entire month of August, Aqualand can install your pool as soon as tomorrow.
That's right. Splash in a flash. Pool speed ahead only at Aqualand. Imagine a summer where your backyard becomes your favorite destination. With 40 years of pool perfection under our belt, you can trust Aqualand to bring your vision to life. Visit aqualandfund.com or stop by Aqualand on Campbell Lane and get inspired.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it. Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Beat the heat with the big summer sale at Don Franklin Kia. For a limited time, get up to $5,500 off MSRP on select 2025 Sportage models, or get up to $10,000 off MSRP on select 2025 Sorrento models. Plus, Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage is available for certified pre-owned makes and models. With dealerships all across the Bluegrass, our trusted family is here to serve all of your auto needs, Kentucky. Hurry into Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back here to the Swamp, Greenwood High School, where it's a 43 career win night, and we welcome you into the broadcast booth. You haven't seen a whole lot of us here tonight. Ryan Murphy, Big Hamp alongside. What a great time we've had over these first 2 weeks covering Greenwood High School. It's been a phenomenal time. Matthew Clark making sure we get on the air every single night. We've had multiple different camera people both these couple of weeks who have given us phenomenal coverage all night long. Social media channels are seeing a lot of activity. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's a 43rd win as head coach of the Greenwood football program for William Howard, his 8th season with the program. He's celebrating currently at midfield. Congratulations to him as he's being recognized this afternoon. You can see it on your screen now if you're watching with us live. But Hamp, we talked about the offense there before we went to break, but defense is really what held things down there through a scoreless second half.
Definitely did very well, both sides of the ball there. But on defense, you had Stuart Scott, as always, coming in, 11 tackles, 1 sack. Roy Bray, 10 tackles. Casey came in with 10 tackles. So on the Gator side, those were the 3 that kind of held it down. I mean, you had Ladarius Porter and several others that were constantly all over the field. But those 3 right there kind of held it down and anchored everything in right there in the center and made sure nothing happened too extravagant. And then on the Raiders side, you had Clay Pennington and Azarius Douglas, man. Those 2 guys right there, they have definitely stepped up and have taken charge of the Raider defense. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do this year because I feel like they can continue to elevate. If you look at this score, the score is what the score is. But if you look at the stats, you can see where the defenses played a major role in tonight's game.
Game management. If that's the Gators' one signature, at least through these first 2 weeks, they've shown their ability to manage a game all the way through all 4 quarters. Warren East putting behind early. They had opportunities to potentially tie it up or get back in the standings there with Greenwood. They just couldn't quite get there. The turnovers played a big point in that as well. Greenwood with 4, Warren East with 7, and like we mentioned before we went to break there, 5 of those coming off of 4th down conversions off of dropped passes. All the opportunity in the world there. Just think if one of those isn't a drop pass, fresh set of downs, that's a totally different ballgame we're talking for the Raiders.
Man, most definitely. Momentum swings, and it can just change the whole outcome. I watched at least 3 passes where it's like nobody was there on you. Other times, yes, you heard footsteps, but there were a couple of times it was right in the hands, and they just dropped it. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of catching drills going on next week in practice.
Now, we've seen a lot of players. We've talked about all the players that have made the biggest impact. You can see them walking off the field on your screen currently, but there's one above the rest who we hinted to a little before we went to break. You might recognize his name. Tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Warren RECC and NCTC, is Davis Chaney. Again, second week in a row, 93 total yards of offense. Not as many as he had last week. Most on his team, though, and 2 touchdowns. Again, 4 on the season for Davis Chaney. What an impact that he has already made so far here early. You can see it on your screen here if you're watching with us. The 1-yard touchdown, punched it up the middle for that one, and the big receiving touchdown he got later on as well. 60 yards total. He took that one to the house. What an impact he's already made early in leading this room after a junior season that maybe you wouldn't have picked him out of the bunch to have a performance so early on like this.
Man, locomotive 44's coming through, and if you're not ready, he's going to run you right over. You better be listening and better be ready. Chaney is going to be off the chain this year, man. I am looking forward to seeing and hearing about him more and more throughout the season.
4 touchdowns so far on the season. As we look at some more scores throughout the region, we've been reminding you of that Barron County Glasgow game. A final score from there. Glasgow wins 22-8. Head coach Jackson Arnett, his first year with the Scotties program, off to a 2-0 start with a 22-8 final score. And at DuPont Manual, South Warren also starting off their season 2-0 in their first year in 6A play, 27-17 the final score there. A low-scoring final between Metcalf and Adair, 8-7 the final score there. Franklin Simpson, a final against Warren Central, 49-14 the final between Monroe and ACS, 24-14 with Monroe on top. Falcons take that one. And a final between McLean and Caverna, 44-8 the final score there. And we crowned our player of the game, Davis Chaney. For your high-speed internet needs, choose NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. It's fast, reliable, with a hometown touch. Davis Chaney is tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Warren RECC and ECTC. Of course, we have to give a huge thank you to our sponsors that make it possible to be out here this afternoon, too, including Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Morgantown Bank and Trust, The Blowout Co., Edmonton State Bank, Toyota of Bowling Green, State Farm agent Will Coker, and NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. And we're going to wrap things up here on camera, Hamp. Why don't we? What a great couple of 2 weeks it's been. And as we look forward to our broadcast schedule, if I'm not mistaken, Matthew might correct me on this, we'll be back here at the Swamp for week number 3. We won't. Correct me. Where are we at? I got to figure it out. I'm going to remember. I'm not going to tell you all wrong. Warren East at Central Hardin. So we will be at Warren East as they host Central Hardin. You've not seen the last of the Raiders, at least here this afternoon, here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. You'll see them next week at Warren East. They're going to host Central Hardin and hopefully look to tally that first win on the year. But it's a 2-0 start for the Gators. Hamp, any final thoughts as we wrap things up here?
I'm excited for this season. The way it's starting out really great. Every team is putting in the effort. Every team, you can see what they've gone through the summer and the things that they're working on and just building off of. And I think this Warren East team is going to build off of what they've already started doing. Greenwood has definitely started off better than what they started off last year. I'm excited for them. Just going to be a great season, and I can't wait to go through it with you, Ryan.
Davis Cheney comes up big once again for the Gators, but it's a team effort for this Greenwood team as they start the season 2-0 and give head coach William Howard his 43rd career win. And, of course, it wouldn't be possible without the awesome crew that we had here today. Hamp, you already mentioned it. It's been a pleasure. We've got so many more weeks of football to go. We're so stoked for all of it. Wouldn't be possible without Matthew Clark, our awesome director producer, who gets us live here every single week. It would not be possible bringing you all these awesome camera angles. And, of course, without our awesome camera operators this week, Megan and Claire, we appreciate you for bringing us all the awesome shots. We're going to wrap things up here this afternoon as Greenwood takes the win at home. They start off 2-0 with a 21-6 final score against the Warren East Raiders. We appreciate you for being here and watching along with us, whether it's via our live stream or over the radio waves. We look forward to seeing you next week or hearing from you next week as we head over to Warren East next Friday night. You've just listened to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. Good night, everybody.